up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is, preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm Celtic Warrior, Shayna.
Soda.
And I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
Bel-Air.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Here we go. Boom. That's right. Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, where every show is our first show. And we are producers yet again. It is me, at Ref Marsh. We are at WTR the show. And that you're goddamn right. That's at Kevlar on the Rocks. That makes us the Ironics.
No.
Coming to you live.
You got the Ironics in when I was doing my X. I thought you were throwing out my Twitter. Catching me off guard.
Well, I was trying to get that X on there. Oh, man. Kev, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
We go live, and producer sends me a text as we're going live. Are you all set up? Oh, fuck, I hope so.
Too late to ask now. We're going.
It's a little late. Yeah, we're just going to run with whatever we got. Oh, man.
So how have you been,
Kev,
my friend?
I've been all right, man. It's been a good week. It's been a good week for wrestling specifically. It's been a bad week for other things, but, you know, in terms of wrestling specifically, it's been a really good week.
Nice.
I was actually excited this week about we're obviously going to get into it, but I would say all in all, I really enjoyed Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
I started watching NXT. I'm curious about the 2.0. The Deuce might get me.
I'm telling you,
NXT.
Dude, that's the other thing too. Let's start with what's in your glass, and then I want to talk about that because it is effectively news. Well, you know, fuck it. No, I'm just going to tell you now because, you know, what's the point? But when I was watching NXT 2.0, I thought to myself, Kev might really get into this. This new look, the new layout, all of it was a lot more. And obviously tomorrow night on episode 1, Thursday night, Chaser, me, Amanda Jane, and Clump are going to really break it down. But my overall quick view of it was it looked a lot more like a small WWE show and less like a big VFW show.
Yeah. Yeah, everything was bright in there. There's screens. That NXT screen, that's camera side, oh, that thing's awesome.
It was cool. It was cool.
Like, I was like, holy shit, like, WWE needs one of those.
Yeah, right? I did hear, I believe Jimmy Corderas mentioned it on the entryway. There was a couple camera shots where it just shows up the entryway, and because all the brightness and the moving graphics of the entryway still happening during the match was distracting. And I admit that there was parts where I felt like that washed out the talent a little bit, but for the most part, dude, we're gonna break it down tomorrow. But honestly, man, I thought this was a great change, and I did think to myself, you might get into this version of NXT way more than you'll get into the last version.
Well, and that's the thing that, you know, we discussed on a previous episode 1, is that growing up being a fan of WWF compared to WCW is WWF was bright and colorful, and, you know, that's the first thing that stood out for me. I'm like, oh, it doesn't look like they're in a basement anymore. You know, it looks like a small time arena, and yes. Like you said, it looks like a small WWE show. And yeah, so far I just barely got into it. I've watched maybe the first quarter. But
so what'd you think of the opening match? LA Knight versus Braun Breaker. That's the son of Rick Steiner.
Oh, and you know what's funny is I didn't know that. And I was literally going to say he looked like a Steiner, like his get up and stuff like that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's Rick Steiner's boy.
Nice.
Boy.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm glad he won. Like, but at the same time, because I know LA Knight's in that fatal 4-way for the championship, that kind of makes him look stupid.
It makes him look like his mouth is going to get him into trouble that he can't cash. You know what I mean? Because that's just it too. Because he was just mouthing off at Braun, and he ends up in a fight with the guy now before he's even in the match that he should be focused on. Why is he mouthing off to other dudes? You don't even know who you're mouthing off to. So it does look like his mouth is bigger than in his britches. Looks like his mouth is talking him into corners.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm glad that you watched it and you're digging it. It was my thought, but we're gonna break it down really tomorrow. But yeah, I thought early on that you would dig it. So if there's anything else you want to say about it,
so far.
this is your chance.
I don't know. I might try and hijack the show tomorrow then.
Yeah, maybe we'll just have you come on in.
Just out of nowhere, just jump in.
Yeah, just like I know.
Hey, you jabronis!
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Kuro, coming through. Cheers to Kuro.
Cheers. And by the way, I have 805 in my glass. Kind of jumped past that. Pretty good beer.
Yeah, 805.
805 live.
805 live. That's it's been my mantra for a long time. I'm having a seltzer, dude. I still got to do some more stuff tonight, so I can't go heavy with the whiskey. But it's Big Sky seltzers. They're keto friendly, which is really nice. But they have really awesome flavors, dude. This one's huckleberry.
Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome. They got some strawberry mint, ginger lemon, and cucumber melon.
Is Doc Holliday on the front of that one?
No, but I did use I didn't use it today, but I do have this I'm Your Huckleberry Doc Holliday mug right here. I was drinking the Huckleberry one out of this for like all of last weekend.
Nice. You just have to.
Yeah. I'm Your Huckleberry.
Tombstone's by far one of my favorite movies. I know I'm getting off topic, but
dude, it's a
every time
flawless
I hear
film.
every time you hear Huckleberry, like it just goes to Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday.
Dude, it is a flawless film. I was watching the end of it yesterday before NXT came on.
Before NXT, yeah.
Yeah, Tombstone was on, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch this for sure. Let's do it.
I was like, damn it. I got pissed. I was like, if I would have known Tombstone was on before NXT, I would have sat my ass in front of that TV for 5 hours.
Dude, 100%. I had time, and when I went to go put it on, I was like, well, fuck, if I'd known Tombstone was on, I'd probably turned on the TV earlier. Like,
right? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a flawless film. It's so good. Even when I hear people talk, even if I hear Oak Tree, you know what I mean? I just think of Doc Holliday going, Wyatt, you are an oak.
Yeah. So good. I love it.
So good. Just in time coming through saying, cheers, Ironics and Dive Bar of the IWC.
Cheers.
That's us, man. Grab a drink.
Yep.
We are the Dive Bar of the IWC. Well, it was kind of fun talking about NXT off the top here. That's going to really throw some people off here. Let me see here. Well, let's talk news, man. I don't think I have very much for news, but I did want to say I did tweet about it a little bit yesterday. The news came out. It was rough. It was rough for me to accept. I'll be honest. Norm Macdonald passed away at 61. He had been fighting cancer for, it sounds like, 9 years. Quietly.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. But I don't know that he's like, I mean, I've just consumed so much Norm Macdonald. He's been easily one of my absolute favorite comedians, and I've brought him up so many times, and I've even made jokes about even Dirty Work on this show. I've tweeted about it a bunch of times. I've seen Dirty Work thousands of times without exaggerating. I used to watch it over and over again.
Yeah, Dirty Work has to be one of the most underrated movies ever.
It is. It's also one of the single funniest movies ever, because I've seen a lot of funny movies that I like, but the thing about Dirty Work, a perfect joke will hit you every time, no matter how many times you hear it. And Dirty Work, I would literally watch it when I was younger. I'd watch it like 4 times in a day, dude. I would just watch it, and I would never not laugh. I've never seen that movie and not laughed like hard. It's not like I just chuckle every time. I laugh.
Yeah.
It's just such a perfect fucking funny film. You know what I mean?
100%. Right. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it took me back yesterday when I got the news. I was like, fuck. You know, my buddy Luke, like, he and I used to watch Dirty Work all the time, and you know, he was the first person I text. I was like, dude, did you hear it? And he's like, no. He's like, that's fucking terrible. I was like, fuck. Like, and it sucks because, you know, obviously respect the dude's privacy. I was like, fuck. I wish I would have known. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I never had the opportunity to see him live, but it was something I was always wanting to do, especially when I was living in New York. I was always hoping I'd go to comedy clubs and hope he would just drop in or some shit, you know, but
Well, and
I
he's
don't
come
know.
to Tucson a number of times, and it's always been on my list. Like, hey, I want to go to that. And my buddy, he went, I think a couple years ago, and I was gonna go to it, and I was like, something came up, and I was like, whatever, you know, he comes, you know, pretty regularly. I'll see him the next time, and then COVID and stuff like that, and then obviously with this news, it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways,
No.
tears
it's
in
a
my
shame.
beers. Like,
Yeah.
awesome dude. You know, obviously never met the guy, but it seems I've never heard one person say anything bad about him.
No. I forget the interview too, but there's some interview where he was talking to somebody about his writing team, and he would talk about how he didn't like to work with anybody who wasn't laughing when they were writing. He goes, if you're not making yourself laugh, he's like, I don't trust you to make anyone else laugh either.
Right?
So I was like, okay. But yeah, he was a wrestling fan. I tweeted it out. If you follow me on Twitter, at Ref Marsh, I retweeted a video clip of him and Adam Sandler talking about old wrestling. Their favorite guys. Adam Sandler talked about a match that he saw with Andre in a handicap match, but Norm Macdonald was talking about the Canadians and Putski and stuff like that. So it was just really cool, and it's really sad that he's gone. I forget the other thing I was going to mention. Oh, I think RJ City, he sent out a tweet that to me, like, really summed up. I mean, you can't sum it up, but it really, to me, like, it was just perfect. He said that Norm Macdonald was a genius who decided to tell jokes. And I think it's, like, a really fascinating distinction to make. It's also something that I've talked about before where his play on words, his puns aren't what you would think. They're really not surface level. He works his way into a pun that works in a really clever way. And he's a clever dude who figures out how to make it funnier. But apparently he also graduated high school when he was like 14 and was in college by the time he was 16. But just everything about him was so different and so good that, yeah, the idea that a lot of people talk about comedic geniuses, but Norm Macdonald's in the conversation of just genius who happens to be a comedian. And I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't
Cheers.
think I have any other news.
Rest in peace, Norm.
Yeah.
I was just gonna tears in my beers.
100%, man. Well, I don't have any other news, man. So unless someone has it in the chat, we could kind of get into the shows. If you're all right with it.
Yeah.
Dude, SmackDown and Raw were both good. SmackDown was so damn good, though. It was it came out of Madison Square Garden.
MSG. It's the Super Smackdown.
Yes, Super SmackDown, MSG. It kicked off with Roman Reigns and the Usos. Roman was talking some shit, says he runs New York City, which was dope. And then Brock Lesnar came out. Brock Lesnar cut his own promo here.
Yeah.
He didn't say a lot, but he said enough.
Yeah. Like,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I know they kind of protect him on the mic and stuff like that, but like him just here, I was like, fuck. Like, it made me almost think, like, fuck, he should have been talking the whole time.
Right? There was something there. There was something about it where I was just all like, he doesn't need help.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
No,
but I was like, holy shit, like.
Yeah. And I do
I
think
was
with him,
nervous.
less is more. I do think less is more with him, but
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. But yeah, so he comes out. He tells. He asks Paul Heyman. He's like, I got a question for you. He goes, why didn't you tell Roman I was going to be at SummerSlam? And like pushes the mic back at him. I don't know, it turned into a big old schmaz. Brock Lesnar. That was funny. Before Roman Reigns fires you, accept my challenge was a good line too. But then, so he goes to beat the shit out of Brock. I like how Roman's leaving. Roman leaves with the Usos. Paul Heyman's standing there, and then he just grabs the mic. Ladies and gentlemen!
Yeah.
He just went straight into it.
Yeah, straight weasel. Like, it kind of reminded me, like, very Bobby Heenan-ish.
Yes.
Where it was like, oh, fuck, you know, and then it's like, instead of Drake Maverick pissing on himself, he just summoned Bobby the Brain and just flipped roles and I'm your man, Brock, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he just sees Roman leave upset and he goes, well, I mean, I still got Brock, so I'm not gonna fuck this up.
I need to find another job, so.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't exactly been fired yet, so keep it rolling. Grim Reaper's in the chat. Cheers, Grim Reaper. Go ahead.
Cheers, Grim. I was like, you got to apply for a job before you get fired for one, so.
Yeah. Hey, Brock, in case you don't remember.
Yeah.
He does say people forget that Lesnar can cut a promo. His mic skills in 2003, in his 2003 run on SmackDown was very good. Yeah, I always like that one clip though, where he screams and his voice gets super high pitched. So good. But then, yeah, so Heyman gets hoisted up onto Brock Lesnar's shoulders for an F5. And then Roman comes in there. Superman punches Brock. Brock fucking German suplexes the absolute shit out of the Usos and knocks Roman out of the ring. And they all kind of run away. But, dude, Brock Lesnar standing there. Dude, I still don't get the people who are trying to say that Brock was a rushed decision and it's clear because he looks out of shape. Like, I don't understand what they're literally looking at with their eyes.
I think, and maybe it's just my eyes, but I think Brock Lesnar looks in better shape now than he did the last few times we saw.
Yeah, I think when he lost the belt to Drew, I don't think he was this lean.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I don't think he lost much muscle, but he definitely has gotten lean.
Yeah.
And all these idiots are like, oh, he's out of shape, blah, blah, blah. You know, maybe he lost a little mass, but, I think that's him just getting lean. You know what I mean? I don't think it's necessarily muscle that he lost. It's, he didn't have much fat before, but, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, quick shout out to Sean Waltman, Pro Wrestling for Life, with Sean X Pac Waltman. He tweeted a picture this past week too of him in like basically little shorts, and he was like showing off his body and saying like, been training, been conditioning, and he mentioned it on his latest episode of Pro Wrestling for Life, which came out today, and he said there's people who were talking shit saying he was on the gas, he was this and that, and he said honestly, he's like, when I was in the WWE on one of my later runs, I was 35 pounds heavier than this picture right here. He's like, it's not like I was I got muscle I didn't already have. So he's like rebuilding and reconditioning and leaning, and he looks like, you look at him and you think that's the best shape he's ever been in his whole life, and in a way he may be, but he's weight wise, he's not the heaviest either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's all these out of shape fools, across the board that, just complain. It's the internet community, not even just the wrestling internet community, because celebrities do it all the time. You see an actor that was, heavy set, he gets lean, he's training, and they're like, oh, he's on drugs. And it's like, no, motherfucker, he's working out now. He's watching what he eats. Then you see guys getting big and they're like, oh, he's doing steroids. Fucking just because you can't get off your fucking couch. I'm not saying I can, but I also can accept that these guys are, changing their health for the better, and I'm not assuming it's drugs or steroids.
Yeah, and also, just matter of fact, if you just inject yourself with steroids, you don't become muscular then. You still have to put in a fuck ton of effort, even if you're using something like steroids. Not to say that anyone there is, but the idea that that's a go-to thing is like, oh, clearly you're on steroids because you're in very good shape. It goes, no. I mean, and they say it like it's this weird cheat where it's all like, oh yeah, if I injected myself with steroids, I would look like that too. No, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't. You still have to go to the gym. You still have to lift weights. You still have to run. Like,
you still have to watch what you eat. You got to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
man. You got to do so much stuff. Like, it's not this cheat
it builds
code.
Muscle. Yeah, it builds muscle faster, but you're still in the process of building muscle.
Yeah. But again,
not-
these guys
it's
I don't
not
think are
like-
on that. But
Yeah, it's not like, hey, I'm gonna inject myself, and all of a sudden, I'm gonna bench 300 pounds out of nowhere.
this worked out great.
The ones that I think are random internet thing that I think is hilarious is all those idiots injecting the oil in their muscles
Oh yeah,
or in their
yeah.
arms and stuff, and they just get
Yeah.
huge, and you're like, that doesn't even look natural.
No,
Like,
it looks weird. It looks weird. It looks
Yeah.
like you've injected something into your body. It's
Yeah.
insane.
But-
But dude, how fucking dope was this segment? Like, and
Oh,
is
so
it
good.
just me, or is Brock Lesnar's arms longer?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
didn't
I
get
don't think it's possible for that to happen. But when you just look at him, his arms look so big and so long. It's insane.
look like Dalsim from Street Fighter.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember who it was. I think it was on Raw. I think it was talking about Omos.
Hmm.
And somebody said that, this guy's, arms are so lanky. Oh, no, it was on the NFL. I was watching an NFL game. The commentator's like, this guy's arms are so long, he gets tie his shoes standing up. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Luckily, that one didn't catch fire, but
No.
it was one of those
Uh,
moments where you're like, we're going to hear about this. Sorry.
Oh no.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Grim Reaper does say it's because he's Lesnar. You see the arms more. Yeah, dude. And that new gear he's got, where he's wearing like Daniel Bryan's clothes for some reason, looks just fucking badass on him. I think
No,
by
it's,
covering up more of him, instead of coming out in shorts, and you're covering up everything but his arms, it's making his arms pop like crazy. I think that's true.
It's the Zach Taylor get up. Home Improvement.
Oh yeah, he does look like Zach Taylor from Home Improvement. That's a good point. Let's see. Sami Zayn. After this, we had a 10-man tag match, and Sami Zayn brought out Trae Young.
Yes. Oh, I loved it. I loved it.
I want you to break down this segment
Don't-
a little bit and make me understand.
Okay, yeah, I knew. It's my time to shine.
Yeah, I was all like, this looks like a delightful young man. What's going on here?
This guy's in no wrestling shape.
Yeah, he doesn't look qualified to wrestle, but if he's friends of Sammy, I trust that he's good.
Yeah. The
Fine,
only thing I didn't like
upstanding
about
young
this
citizen.
segment is that Sammy didn't immediately take off the Knicks jersey and kind of throw it.
You're gonna have to
But-
explain even that part to me, because I thought the fact he was wearing a Knicks jersey and I Heart New York pants was funny.
Oh no, that was the whole thing. Is that he came out and was like, "Oh, I love New York, this and that, the Knicks, blah blah blah." Trae Young plays for the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
And I believe it was in the first round of the playoffs. He single-handedly eliminated the Knicks from the playoffs.
What do you mean?
Like the Knicks and the Hawks were playing in the NBA playoffs this past season, and he just took games over, just destroyed the Knicks.
It was
People were booing him.
like how Michael Jordan used to do, where it's like, well, the only person touching the ball is Michael
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yeah, he took the series over and told the Hawks to jump on his back. He's like, I got this, and he went into Madison Square Garden, just shut down the Knicks, and so for Sami Zayn to bring him out in Madison Square Garden wearing a Knicks jersey, fucking hilarious.
Was Trae Young
It's
ever
okay,
on
'cause-
the Knicks or anything? He's always been the Hawks.
He's always been on the Hawks. He got drafted by the Hawks, but it was just funny that because he came out, here's somebody that knows how to win in Madison Square Garden, and then he brings out Trae Young.
Who beat the shit out of the
It
Knicks in
was-
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, exactly. So it was this would be I can't even I don't know. Can't even think of anyone from back in the day would bring out Michael Jordan in Madison Square Garden, and the crowd would just fucking be pissed off.
Yeah. So good, dude. So fucking
Yeah.
funny.
That was very Bobby Heenan-ish again.
Yeah. Who was
But
the jersey that Sammy was wearing? It was number 20.
it was Randall Julius Randle. He's their power forward. He's like kind of their stud right now. He got drafted by the Lakers and really wasn't shit. So LeBron shipped him off, and then he started doing okay in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like the jersey was a tip off or anything.
No.
Okay.
It's not like that dude cost the series or anything like that.
That's funny.
But
Because I did think that there was a possibility. Because I thought about just how sports is, and I didn't want to Google it. I wanted you to tell me about it. Because I was like, well, what if this is a dude who was traded from the Knicks to the Hawks, sort of like how LeBron did with Miami and them, and then he was like a heel in Cleveland for a while. Like if they had been if this was LeBron, like if you had gone in Cleveland and had been wearing a LeBron jersey from Cleveland, but he walks out in a Miami Heat jersey, you could be all like, yeah, fuck that guy, he left us. You know what I mean? Like, and it'd be a tip off.
Yeah, no, there wasn't any kind of trade or anything like that. But yeah, it was just hilarious. Yeah. Like I said, especially for him to sit there and say, hey, this guy knows how to win in Madison Square Garden. The fans might have even thought that he was bringing out Julius Randle because he was wearing a Randle jersey.
That's a great point.
So they're like, oh shit, Randle's coming out, and then all of a sudden Trae Young walks out and like, oh yeah, so good. Like me as a sports fan and a WWE fan was just eating this up and just loving it.
So funny, dude. And then while we were watching it too, producers like, he looks kind of nervous. Like, so like, he's probably not used to getting that like vividly loud of boos like that. Like in basketball, it's
when he beat the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. I think he turned to the crowd and did the like shh during one of the games, like after a big shot in the fourth quarter, and I think they started booing him. Then, so for him to come out there again, I almost wanted him to do that, do the shh like that, and like silence the crowd. Oh, it would have been hilarious. It would have been so great.
Well, I just wonder because even in your hometown, people who like both teams show up. I just wonder if it was as loud and as pure hatred but maybe it was. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Nets are taking over New York, so I think the fan base is kind of split now with that anyways.
That's a good point. When I went to go see the Nets play, it was $10 a ticket.
Yeah, because they used to be fucking terrible.
Yes.
And then they got that Russian money and just started buying every player and got the Barclays Center.
Well, I went to see the Barclays. It was when the Barclays was brand new. I was living in New York when they built the Barclays. Yeah, it was brand new. And I went, it was their first season in Barclays. I was able to go, and it was $10 a ticket. And
they still weren't that.
They weren't very
I think they
still.
were, I was going to say, I think that at that time they were still on the bottom end of the league.
I don't even think they had Blake Griffin yet. They might have. But if
Blake Griffin's like a newer guy. They only got Blake Griffin, I think, last year or the year before.
Okay, yeah. So then, definitely not him. So it was, I didn't know any of their names or anything. I'm sitting there with a buddy who really liked the team and goes, we're just here to drink. And I was like, okay. Like, it was a good time.
We're spending $10 to sit our asses down and buy $15 beers.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, man. That's what we're doing. Jeremy. Oh, shit. Hold the fucking phone. We got Just in Time 211. Now we got Jeremy in Time 721, and he's got the same color name as Just in Time. I don't know how you guys choose the colors, but Jeremy in Time just threw me for a goddamn loop because it used to be in red. So I thought it was Justin. Turns out it's Jeremy. Everything's kerfuffled. Guys, if you want to join the chat and derail the show, twitch.tv/WrestlingOnTheRocks. Jeremy, though, does say, I thought it was a brilliant move to bring in Trae Young. I didn't expect anyone in the creative team to understand basketball whatsoever.
They don't.
I mean, what?
So they don't.
There's, I think a couple things. So let's tackle this real quick. I agree that I don't believe that Bruce Pritchard or Vince McMahon would know anything about basketball, and those are the two primaries that we know in the creative team. But there is a whole team of writers that everyone shits on all the time and says that they're stupid because they don't know wrestling. It could easily have been one of those comedy writers that everyone shits on saying, hey, you know, it would be great. I'm from New York. This would really piss people off. And Vince saying, well, let's do it. You know what I mean? And I also think that I have no reason to believe otherwise that Vince isn't listening to talent in general. It sounds like people have access to talk to people in general. It could easily have been Sami Zayn's idea. Hey, I think it would be really fun to do this. Trust me, it'll be good. And I think a guy like Sami Zayn has that kind of pull where it's like, okay, well, let's get him. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the other thing is I'm trying to think, but no, Big E's from Florida. I'm trying to think, isn't there wrestlers based out of Atlanta or from Atlanta?
AEW. I don't know.
No.
Is there someone there from Atlanta? I feel like there's not. I don't know why.
I think
I feel like there's somebody, but at the same time,
somebody mentioned. I remember somebody recently, or maybe not recently, but in the past year, mentioning Atlanta and Hotlanta. But I'm just wondering if they chipped in and said, "Hey, you know, yo, bring in Trae Young. Because Trae Young is like one of the rising studs of the NBA, and you know, hey, we're doing this big show at Madison Square Garden. You know, it's not at Barclays, it's at MSG. You know, it's the Super Show. You want a heel pop? Bring in Trae Young."
Maybe. I mean, I also think that there's every reason to think that Sammy was potentially behind it too. I think that Sammy can easily say, hey.
Outside of Steve Nash, no Canadian knows about basketball.
That makes sense. A couple things in the chat real quick. GR Lunar coming through. Cheers to Lunar. He says, damn, y'all are on early today.
Cheers.
Yeah, dude, it's happy hour. We're doing it. We're doing day drinking's happy hour, right? I don't know. And Justin says, we don't actually choose the name colors. It just gives us the color. There's a way to change it, but I don't know how to. Well, everyone's coming in only purple and this weird green on my side now, and it's making it very confusing to me. So everyone go in there and pick your own color. Simmons, but GR Luna brings up a good point. It says Woods is from Georgia. And that's true. Woods and R-Truth. R-Truth lives in Atlanta still.
And Road Dogg, isn't he still on creative?
I don't
it's
know.
AJ. AJ's from fucking Georgia.
Oh, well, yeah, AJ too. I don't know how we fucking missed that one.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
Sorry,
want
I'm going.
none. But
Hulk's from Georgia too, apparently.
Well, none. Hulk?
But yeah, it says, yeah, that's what it said. It said top 5 stars or WWE stars from Georgia. Maybe
Hulk
he was born in
Hogan?
Georgia. Yeah, that's what it said.
Why is he billed out of Tampa?
Why is Cactus Jack billed out of Truth or Consequences, New Mexico?
Because he's wanted dead. Hulk Hogan, what? I mean, if
Hulk
you're
Hogan
gonna
lived
build...
in Tampa for years.
I wonder if he's just started down there. Because the other thing is this, like, why, like, if you're gonna say you're Hogan, why wouldn't you just as easily say you're from Venice Beach? You're fucking Muscle Lunk,
Sting?
right? Sting's from Venice Beach.
Sting's from Venice Beach.
Oh, that
That's
makes sense.
how he was always billed from. I don't know where he's
That's a
actually
good
from.
point. This has gotten off the rails. Let's get back to it. I will say, though, this 10-man tag was pretty fucking fun. It had Sammy, it had Apollo, Otis, Ziggler, Rude, Ray and Dominic, Biggie, Boogs, and Nakamura. It was a pretty fun match. And I do think that the stuff with Trae Young and Sami Zayn was all fucking great. And then the way you guys were able to talk about it, the way you were able to break it down for me, Kev, makes me appreciate it even more than just enjoying it for face value. So it also gives you two sides of it. You know what I mean? Like, was it enjoyable to somebody who doesn't know that? Yeah, absolutely. Was how enjoyable to somebody who totally got it? Fucking 10 times more.
Yeah.
Like,
well
done.
Well, and plus, how many how many eyes are they bringing over? Like I said, Trae Young's like one of the best up and comers in the NBA. You know, how many more eyes does it bring on to WWE?
Yeah. Especially
You know,
people
hey,
who are big fans of Trae Young. They're going to see that he was on WWE
exactly.
doing something. They're going to want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. All the, you know, Atlanta Hawks fans, hey, Trae Young showed up, you know, on WWE in Madison Square Garden. It's like, oh, fuck, I want to see that. You know, I'm going to tune in, or, you know, not tune in, but I'm at least going to watch the clips, watch the social media, and, you know, check it out. You know, maybe even watch the show. Where's the spot?
Yeah.
Where's the spot? You know, so loved it. Loved every second of it.
So good, so good. Grooming producer and Apollo Crews. And he says Ron
I
Simmons.
thought you said
Arn
Apollo.
Anderson.
Apollo's from Georgia.
Yeah, he's from Georgia.
I didn't mention Arn Anderson because
he's not there.
I was gonna say I did. That's the reason why I didn't mention Arn. I was like, nope, he's in AEW.
Yeah, he's not very helpful for WWE creative right now.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Arn called Vince. Hey, I got this dude from Georgia that'll help you guys out in MSG.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, guys, I got an idea.
Yeah.
But it was dope. It was a really good fun match. It was a good spot. I saw a lot of people talking about it online. They couldn't believe Trae Young was there, and it was just a great reaction. It was followed up by the contract signing, Bianca Bel-Air versus Becky Lynch.
This is the one part of SmackDown I did not like.
Really? I thought this was done so well. What was it you didn't like?
I didn't like it that much. I liked that Becky came out in like her Joe Namath type of thing, like, you know, the fur and stuff like that. But I'm trying to remember specifically what I didn't like about it.
Bianca had like a full-on promo before Becky even gets out. Bianca signs, and then Becky comes out, and Becky talks some shit. She ultimately signs, and I like that she throws the contract at Bianca, and Bianca
Then she
catches
just snags it. That was, yeah. No, I like that part. But I think maybe it was just Bianca's promo.
I mean, it wasn't one of those promos you're going to go back and rewatch 1,000 times, but I thought it was really well done for what it was. She's really coming off confident in what she's saying. And I like that she put over Becky. I like that she was also saying how good Becky is, because I've always appreciated the baby faces that don't try to tear down their opponent and say, you're nothing to me, you're worthless. Like, I'm going to prove that you're not as I'm prove you're not all what the hype is. I always appreciate a baby face who puts over another person saying, like, no, it would be a great accomplishment to beat you. You're so fucking good. I mean, Roman even did it as a heel to Cena, and I still appreciated it. Where he's all like, oh, yeah, you're trying to say I'm not this or that. And he goes, but I'm not going to downplay who you are. And he's like, no, I'm going to love putting the fact that I beat John Cena on my resume. You know what I mean? Like, I love that stuff. So I thought Becky did awesome, or Bianca did awesome with that. I liked Becky looking upset at the fans, being, saying like, hey, the whole time I was at home with the baby, you guys were chanting, we want Becky. And she's like, I left my baby at home for this, and now you're chanting EST. And I liked the way that she was like sort of turning with the fans, like, the fuck's going on with you guys?
Mm-hmm. They're definitely, pushing Becky as a heel. Yeah. And they want her. They want the booze. It's not the man stuff from before. This is definitely heel Becky.
Yeah, it's definitely. And Justin Time in the chat does say that Becky is doing a phenomenal job of getting the crown to want to side with Bianca. I think that's true too. Mm-hmm. I think they're both doing awesome jobs of getting that, making Bianca a huge babyface. I got a question for you, Kev, because I've seen the rumblings and such. Do you think that Becky should get new music?
It's tough because what do they call it? The steampunk or whatever music. It is iconic, but yes, now she's, because I heard people talking about it before, where she should get new music when she became the man and not the last kicker. Mm-hmm. Sorry, last. and I was like, no, I still like this. Maybe. Then at the same time, how long did it take Roman to get new music?
For one, yeah. But so I've been against Becky getting new music for a long time. Even people who said that during the Man, she should get new music, she's the Man. No, because I thought that even without putting the steampunk graphics, changing her graphics and her logo was one thing. But like you said, the song is iconic, and it has that glass-shattering moment. It has that chord at the beginning.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It has the pop. If they give her something, because that's the other thing. With Roman's new music, I don't like it. It's just, and it's like, there's no, boom, exactly who's coming out, catches you. If they give Becky something similar, like you said, glass shattering, like you hear the glass, it's like Austin,
Yeah.
Something similar that has that immediate pop. Yes. Because I think most, especially the main event talents, need that.
Yeah. 100%.
They need that boom. Hey, this person's coming out, no question on who it is. Like, they need that punch in the mouth type of music.
I will say with Becky going heel, it does complicate it for me because I do think the music is so iconic. I do think that it does have the glass shattering that I think it makes it impossible to boo, and it's easy to sing along to.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like Shinsuke's.
Yes.
You got the dancing Becky head on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah,
saying,
100%.
But
I mean, you were there at SummerSlam. Did you start singing along as soon as you heard the song?
No, I was crying too much because I was
That
so
makes
excited
sense.
she was back.
Yeah,
and I was
blubbering.
pissed that I didn't make a fucking meme. I tried so hard.
Did you try to make a meme?
And be yeah.
Oh.
Not myself make a meme, but somebody make a meme of me crying in Becky's.
Oh, no, that's good. We posted a video of us freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. I mean, I was excited. And I don't even remember what I was doing. Definitely wasn't drunk because T-Mobile Arena couldn't get their shit together.
Yeah. Yeah, they fucked
But
up.
yeah, I probably was. I mean, every time I've seen Becky live, like at Rumble, it was like, oh,
Yeah. Dude,
I
as soon as I heard, I was starting to sit down, and I was like leaning down, and all of a sudden I heard the boom.
Yeah.
And I remember just jolting my head up, going fuck, and then just singing as loud as I could and screaming because I couldn't fucking believe it. But it was also like, as soon as you hear it, and I do think that if you really want people to stop cheering Becky, the music might have to go to do that. And I also think that's such a fucking shame because I also don't want things to be that cut and dry, right? So Grim Reaper says Roman's theme is a heel theme. Becky's theme does have the boom, the whoa at the beginning. But I don't want it to be so simple to be like, oh, when you're a heel, you have this one. When you have a baby face, you have this one.
But I think I think they should. Because, Becky's the type of talent that eventually she'll come back around and be a face. And I think with new music, with the heel Becky, I think the orange hair's got to go. Like when she came out with that wig, dude, do black hair, make her, redo her completely. And the reason why I think it should be so cut and dry, how big of it and how big of a pop was it when you heard Real American when Hogan left Hollywood or, switched back from Hollywood? Can you imagine doing that when Becky, when she's supposed to be a face, all of a sudden, boom, you hear the steampunk, you hear the woes, and she comes out and the orange hair's back.
That's true.
I think, like I said, with the Becky, I think the whole thing should change because, like I said, get rid of the orange hair, get rid of the music, change it up, have something still solid. And then, once it comes around where she's going to be a face again, holy shit, that's the last kicker music. maybe not go all the way back to Last Kicker, but at least, you see the orange hair come running down the entrance that we haven't seen in a year or two. Holy fuck. Like, that would be a huge pop.
That's true. Yeah, and then once it's back, and you go, oh my god. Yeah. Grim Reaper does say, hold on. Just in Time does say, I wouldn't be against Becky having new music for as long as she's heel. I can see that too. If she came out with like some voodoo chili shit. Let's see. Grimmer said agreed. He goes, Austin changed his theme when he turned heel with the Alliance. That's true. He didn't have the glass shattering the same way, so it was kind of like, yeah, fuck you guys. But now when you hear the glass shatter, you know Austin's showing up, and you could do the same thing with Becky. I think her music as it stands right now will be forever iconic, that anytime you hear it, you're going to blow the fucking roof off. So maybe she is that level of Hogan and Austin where it's all like, hey, people are conditioned to lose their shit when they hear the glass, when they hear the whoa. Let's put a cap on that, and then the next time people hear it, they're going to lose it even more. I could see that. And then Grimmer says, then went back to the old theme when he turned face. Glass shattered. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So maybe it is time. Maybe you got to change up Becky's music. It'll make me sad, but it's only because I like cheering Becky.
Yeah, but how crazy are you going to be, especially if you're in the audience, when you hear,
I have lost my absolute mind for Becky a number of times. I will do it again. Yeah, Bruce.
Yeah,
you're watching.
Fan of the show. Come on now.
Yeah, we know you're drinking with us, buddy. We've got cold hard proof this week. But yeah, so they did the contract signing, and I liked it. I did like the whole catching the contract, because I thought it showed that Bianca was looking for her stupid little tricks, and you're not going to catch her off guard again the same way, and I like that.
Yeah. I mean, it was dumb luck that she caught it, but
I don't know. I have a feeling they practiced it a dozen times.
I don't know. I think that was just immediate reaction, and she catches it.
And
but
if that's
either
true,
way,
then it's perfect.
Yeah. Either way, it did that was, hey, I'm ready for you this time, bitch.
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Not a whole lot left for SmackDown. Oh, dude, all the stuff with Paul Heyman and Kayla in the back.
Yeah. Kept going back and forth to it. We've been talking about it. Just their back and forth have been great. So to have like 3 or 4 this week, like, awesome.
Yeah, just absolutely fantastic. Let's see. I don't have a ton of I don't remember much of the rest of the backstage stuff. I just remember a lot of the backstage stuff being Paul Heyman because of the Brock and stuff like that. But we did have Seth and Edge having their rematch from SummerSlam. At the end of the match, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this was one of those matches, we talked about it last show, where I wish WWE had the picture-in-picture during commercial.
What do you mean? Did we miss something during picture-in-picture or during the commercial?
No, just because you want to see that match. They stole the show at
good.
SummerSlam. Yeah. It's like, hey, I want to see every second I can of these two going at it.
Yeah, it's a good point. I thought this match was fucking phenomenal. The ending where they go towards the corner, it pushes ref Jessica out of the way as she's running out of the way. Seth Rollins kicks Edge in the dick hole, and then
right in his pee hole, and then Edge is on the ground being like, "What are you gonna do about it?" And Seth just kicks him in the fucking face a couple times, then curb stomps him, and then has this look of like, "What the fuck have I done?" Yeah, I've killed him. The way he slowly and carefully got the pin on Edge, and then gets the 3, and then like scurries away. Like, what the fuck? I thought this was done really well. I will say though, how many times since Edge's return have we had him stretch her out? Like, I know
we're really getting to a point where we're showing how gritty Edge is, and how resilient, and how good he is, and how he's not just a frail old man. And then we finish every program with him being stretchered out. It's like, well, moving on to the next person who's going to hospitalize me.
I thought they were setting up for Edge as a zombie coming back from the dead for Halloween Havoc.
That'd be good. That'd be timely. It was just to me it's getting a bit much with the stretcher jobs for Edge.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Because Randy killed him, now Seth killed him.
Yeah.
I did like that Ray was back there.
Yeah.
You know, running with the stretcher and like, this is my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. I thought it was
Mi
really
amigo.
well done. Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
any issues with the way that any of it played out. I just go, do we really want to put him in a hospital every time he finishes up a program? Because I feel like, didn't Roman put him in a hospital?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he's in the fucking hospital a lot for a dude who's supposed to be still going.
But they're
But it
just
was really
taking
good.
x-rays. It's just precautions.
Mm.
They're just taking x-rays, make sure the neck's all good.
Yeah. I did like Seth screaming, "Why won't you die?" and then killing him.
Yeah. Oops.
Mm-hmm. And then in the back, I believe it was Sarah Schreiber asked Seth, "Fuck's the matter
Sarah.
with you?" And
Kinda.
he's all like, "Yeah,
She said, what are you thinking?
yeah." And he's all
What the
like,
fuck's wrong with
"I
you?"
don't-" Yeah, he goes, "I don't know. How should I feel? What do I feel?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
feel? What the fuck is feel?" Yeah, it was weird.
I liked when he said, what do you think?
Yeah.
I thought Seth did a great job on that.
He did a great job. I really think that I wonder what's next for Seth because I feel like that he did it in such a way that makes me go, "Oh, we might be seeing a shift in his character."
Yeah. See, the only thing that gets me is now they're 1-1. I don't think this is the end of it.
You think they have a hospital match?
Stretcher match. Yeah.
Stretch match?
Ambulance match.
Oh. You can do it.
Extreme Rules ambulance match. There you go. I just figured it out.
Yeah, there you go. Ambulance match, Extreme Rules.
Ambulance.
Do a casket match. Whatever it takes to just murder someone.
Yes. Can you imagine if they do a casket match?
Yeah. Let's see. Grim Reaper does say the thing is they have played up the stomp from the first match into the second. 100%. Like I said, I don't have any issues with how they've done it and the execution thereof. I just don't know how many more times I want to see Edge on a stretcher. You know what I mean? And then Grimmy says Edge finally getting stomped at and the fact that he goes to the hospital pays that off. Yeah, but he's been to the hospital several times before. Everyone's kicking him in the head till he goes to the hospital, and then he comes back, and you go, well, maybe he should stop coming back. Like, it undermines his comeback when it's like every time he loses, he goes to the fucking hospital. You go, maybe coming back is a bad idea.
Yeah. Unless, do you think they keep Edge away until like Mania, and then it's an Edge and Seth rubber match?
Maybe. It's possible. I would think you do it at Rumble before you would do it at a Mania. Just because it'd be so far out. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe. Greenberg does say with Edge's neck issues and everything, and then just says either ambulance or last man standing. I don't know. Do Buried Alive. Just fucking do Buried Alive. Just bring back Buried Alive.
Mm-hmm. Braun Panties match.
Yeah. 100%. Let me see. This doesn't make any sense.
Uh-oh.
Piece of shit. All right. Well, then we did have the Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the Street Profits. Dude, I was going to tell you, my boss at the cigar shop comes over to me and goes, "Oh, did you see wrestling last night?" On Saturday, he asked me this, and I was like, "I sure did." He goes, "Did you know they have a show on Fridays?" I was like, Yeah, I do.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. I've heard about it once or twice.
Yeah, I heard of it. And he said that I didn't know, though, if he was talking about SmackDown or Rampage. And so I was like, oh, no, what did he see? But then he said, he's all like, it was on Fox. He goes, it was like Smackdown. I was like, oh yeah, you watched a good show. He said he was flipping through, and he goes, I saw the most incredible thing. He goes, this guy runs and dives out of the ring and lands on the two guys on the outside of the ring. And he goes, he does like a full somersault. He's like, he flips in the air and lands on them. And he says he did it so well that it was completely believable that those guys would fall over. He goes, so many times when I flip through, you see people who jump out and almost don't touch, and then people go flying for no reason. And he goes, and just looks so stupid. And he goes, but this looked so good. It was incredible. And he couldn't stop talking about how good it was. It was Montez Ford flipping on the Usos.
Yeah, you need to ask your boss, be like, hey, every time you see a bad one when you're flipping through channels, can you just write down what channel that's on? Just for pure research.
Yeah, I just gotta know. When you flip through and see something shitty, I gotta know what you're watching.
Marsh is standing there at work, pulls out 2 shooters with a tear in his eye.
Yeah.
Welcome to the wrestling family.
Yeah, you did it. You did it.
Cheers.
Here's the other thing I thought was funny. He said that it was super athletic, and he thought that it was really cool. And he's like, but him and his partner were so annoying. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Street Profits are so annoying. It's so funny to bring someone in and push them away so quickly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But I remember watching that dive happen too, and I said right there to the producer, said that was so perfectly executed. She was, well, I was like, the way he landed on them. Yeah, he was like, I was like, it was absolutely perfect. He landed into them. They fell, and he slid down them onto his back. It made sense why he wouldn't be dead. Like, it looked so good. This match was awesome, dude. I don't usually like Street Profit matches. I really like this one. Beginning to end. The Usos are so good. I didn't like the one shoe bullshit. I did think it was funny they were chanting one shoe. I don't know, man. What do you think about Usos and Street Profits?
It was a good match. You know, we've seen it a few times, and, you know, these guys know how to perform. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, I liked it. I enjoyed it. You know, just like your boss, the Street Profits are annoying. And I didn't like the one shoe thing too. You know, it was whatever. I meant to rewatch to see how the shoe came off, but it was just one of the Usos stepped on his shoe, right?
I thought it fell off during the splash, but I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I think because I forgot who it was, but they picked up the shoe and threw it in the crowd. And at that point, you're not getting that fucking shoe back.
Yeah.
So take the other one off and throw it in the crowd too.
Yeah. Get the pair out.
Especially when he went up, because I saw Montez going up to the top rope later in the match. I was like, oh, right before he gets up there, throw the shoe in the crowd, you know, camera side, get the crowd pumping, like, oh, I got his shoe, you know, that was cool, and then do the move. Yeah. But yeah, finishing the match with one shoe, I thought was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just for the aspect of, you know, you walk around with one shoe and you feel a lot. I can't imagine wrestling with one shoe. I understand in other sports, so you know, yeah. Even when he's off balance, he's good. But, you know, in other sports, when somebody loses their shoe, they finish the play and then they get the shoe back on.
Yeah. They don't
so I'm like, to me, I'm like, hey, balance it out. Like, I think one of the Usos, though, picked it up and threw it in the audience.
That's funny.
Montez was in the back and like, motherfucker, you owe me a pair of Air Forces.
Yeah. The Usos just like, tie your fucking shoes, dipshit. I've been telling you.
Yeah.
You know who never loses their shoes? The Usos. Fucking tie your shoes, you dipshit.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been fucking telling you.
Yeah, I thought the match was great. Like,
yeah,
they know how
I'm
to
glad
perform.
The Usos won.
I'm counting on the days when we get the barber shop and Tez turns on Dawkins. Yeah.
I don't know, man. At this rate, they might just release Dawkins and just leave Montez and not even do a program.
Can you imagine? It's just like,
Give him the old heavy machinery treatment. Yeah.
right? And no, that's just because Tucker went to ASU. Fuck those scum devils.
Fuck ASU.
Did you? Oh, I'll send you an article later. It's hilarious.
Nice. Roman Reigns did actually break it up. It was a disqualification, but
Oh yeah.
dude, the end of the thing. Roman's out there, Usos out there. They say we the ones, and then it happens. You hear the heart pulsing. You see the smoke, the red lights.
No, stop.
What?
You sound like that Muppets thing, that Muppet song.
Yeah.
Banana man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally I'm good for your bad wrestling themes, but this one no.
There was a song. There's one wrestler. I gotta find it again because I can't remember what it was. But there was a song where I was like, "This basically is Phenomena," and I couldn't figure out. I can't remember which one it was, but it was happening, and I was like, "I'm gonna sing this on air." I swear to God, and I totally cannot remember which entrance it is.
Banana.
Yeah. But
That's awesome.
so Demon comes out and stares down Roman. Goes to credits, and so we got it. Demon versus Roman at Extreme Rules. Do you think they're willing to put the title on the Demon and make a big statement, or do you think that this is one more notch for Roman as the one dude who can beat literally everybody?
Yes, I think it is, and I don't like it at all. I think Demon needs to be protected more. I mean, it's been, how long since we've seen the Demon? 2 years? 3 years?
Yeah. It's like SummerSlam a couple years ago, I think, against Bobby Lashley. Or was it Mania?
Not Lashley. I thought it was Survivor Series the last time we saw him.
Well, he won like the Intercontinental title in the Demon gear. I thought it was off Lashley.
I don't remember. It's been a minute. But anyways, I don't like it because, Roman's already in a program, fast lane, if you will, with Brock. Mm-hmm. They're not dropping the title to
Finn.
Yeah, sorry. Lost my train of thought. They're not, they're not going to give it to Finn because then all of a sudden Lesnar's there and now he's going off after Finn? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is for one, Finn Balor, the man, almost beat Brock Lesnar. Finn Balor, the man, has beaten Roman, almost beat Roman the other day, and the Demon has never faced either Brock or Roman. So you really could make the kayfabe argument that the Demon stands a chance. I would only say if you're going to have the Demon lose, it would have been nice to at least see a Demon win to remind us how fucking strong he is. Like, Demon should have wrecked Cena in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Cena took Balor's match. Balor should be like, I don't take kindly to that. And then he can come out as the Demon and just destroy Cena in like a minute and a half. And everyone go, what the fuck? And then you can have Finn cut the promo on Roman saying, it took you 30 minutes to take down someone I took down in 2. You don't know what you're up against.
See, now I can kind of think where these idiots are coming from, where Lesnar was rushed. Because how much bigger of a spot would it have been if Demon came out at the end of SummerSlam and destroyed?
Yeah, especially if the Demon was just beating up on Cena for a minute.
Yeah. And then you have Roman versus Finn. Then he loses, and then it's like, hey, I need another shot. Then you get Demon versus Roman. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of that, and you could even give Demon the win. I mean, the loss against Roman. And then at the end of that, then you bring in the Brock. Because, like, Demon's a crowd favorite. Everyone loves the Demon.
Yes.
And, you know, with storyline going, you have another storyline where they're just going to bury Finn in it, and Finn/Demon. So you have Demon versus Roman. Everyone's expecting the Demon to lose. Now, if they swerve it and the Demon wins, holy shit, great. That'd be amazing. Are they? I highly doubt it.
Yeah. It's one of those ones where you just look at Finn versus Roman right now on paper and you go, yeah, I just don't see Finn being the one. But like I said, I think I could talk myself into an argument where the Demon could feasibly win.
But that's yourself talking. That's yourself talking yourself into it. If Brock Lesnar wasn't on the sideline waiting for Roman, you know, to be his next opponent, and, you know, Brock wasn't even in the picture at this point, you're like, oh, fuck. Demon has a chance. Demon actually has a chance. You don't have to talk yourself into it. You immediately think that.
But you could also easily get to a place where you have like a triple threat with Demon, Brock, and Roman. And that's what I mean. Like by Finn almost beating Brock at 2019 Rumble, it also leaves the argument to where if Brock did go after Demon, well, the Demon could feasibly beat Brock. You know, it's not a sure thing. But right now we're in a weird spot where Roman is so unbeatable that it feels like people are showing up to show how unbeatable. I almost wonder if we really are getting to, well, but even then it just like, then what? Like, I don't know where it stops, right? So if you're building all the most unbeatables to be beat by Roman so he can go up against The Rock, which is the rumors, right?
Yeah.
If The Rock doesn't win, then fucking what? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you've had him lay out literally everyone all the way up to The Rock, and then he beats The Rock, is that when you put it on someone else like an LA Knight all of a sudden, just to be like, oh my god, this dude's the next dude? I'm not saying it'd be LA Knight, but I'm just saying like it would have to go to someone completely else, right?
And I think that's where you get the.
Oh my god, you know what they'll do?
Probably.
You know what they'll do? They'll have Roman. They're gonna have Roman beat everybody all the way through The Rock, and then in the next match,
and then
fucking Drew is just gonna destroy Roman.
Yeah.
Oh, I beat Brock in 4 minutes. I beat the unbeatable tribal chief in a minute and a half.
Yeah. Unless they do, they hold it all the way until Money in the Bank. Because now with Big E out of the picture, you have Roman go all the way, keep smashing people. You have somebody, you know, win Money in the Bank that you're not used to. I don't want to say that you're not used to, but you have somebody win Money in the Bank that night and cash it in after Roman had a hellish match against somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh shit, Roman's not the champion anymore. This dude came in and just swooped in and took it.
Yeah.
Like even a Seth. Can you imagine a Seth like winning Money in the Bank? Oh shit, he got it. And then he's the one, he cashes it in that night. And then you have a Seth versus Roman thing that they've been kind of alluding to little by little.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess you still have Roman and Seth we got to get to. You could even get the title onto Brock and then have Bobby Lashley take it off Brock, and then you could get to a Bobby Roman. I don't know. I guess you can do a few things with it.
I love that little, I know we'll get to it, but that little Bobby Brock on Raw.
What? Bobby said something about Brock?
At Raw. Yeah, when Randy, Biggie, MVP, everyone was in the ring at the beginning, and MVP looks at Big E and he's like, "Oh, you're clearly scared of Roman, and you're scared of Brock, so you come to Raw." And then Bobby grabs his, or he doesn't grab the mic. He has a mic, and he goes, "I'm not." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I love that spot. I was like that was nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Well, in the chat, just in time to say, when are we going to get a Wrestling on the Rocks wrestling themes cover album? I should get on that. I do a bunch of good ones. And then Jeremy says, unfortunately, WWE Creative has made the Demon just another easy way to create merch and action figures. They don't really care of how much of a dominant character the Demon is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they haven't had him lose, so...
Yeah, they have.
When's the Demon
Not
lost?
on the main roster. Didn't he lose to Samoa Joe?
Yeah, in London. In NXT.
Just because it was across the pond doesn't mean it didn't happen.
100%. Nothing ever happens out of the country.
Yeah. Who was it that won the title in Manchester and we finally come back and like, no, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Randy? Didn't Randy win it in Manchester?
I thought Jinder did.
Maybe Jinder.
Or
No, I thought
AJ
Jinder lost it.
He lost
AJ
it out
did,
there. Yeah, AJ won it.
Yeah. And then they come back and like, no, Jinder's still the champ.
Yeah, nah. And then Goldberg won the title in Saudi Arabia, so that was good. Let's see. Just in Time does say, watch them have Roman run through everyone, including The Rock, and put it on Drew in the end. That's what I'm saying, man. And then Grim says, I want a Lily doll. Dude, Grim here probably wants the Charlie doll too. But
I just want to know if the Charlie doll comes with the belt.
It's a different type of belt.
Okay, because I meant to look it up because I saw that Charlies are now for sale.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I meant to look it up today and then.
Yeah, I looked it up last night. It's like a plastic one sewn to the doll, but in the segment you can clearly see the snaps on the back of it and everything. So.
Yep. I know. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say about SmackDown?
Still the greatest out there right now.
It is just unbeatable.
Reigning,
man. It is just so good.
Defending best wrestling show of the week.
Yeah. Just so good, man. So good. Well, then let's talk about Raw, dude. Let's talk about Raw.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get Raw.
It opened up with that segment like you talked about. Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, RK Bro. Big E comes out and says, I'm going to cash this motherfucker in tonight. What do you think about that? Big E calling a shot.
Stupid. Hated it. I like, I don't mind people calling their shots if it's not Money in the Bank. When you drop the ball purposely on a huge pop, because I know Big E tweeted it. I heard after the fact. And I think he even made mention to it on SmackDown that he was going to be on Raw. And I hate the internet wrestling critics because they're like, oh, Vince just wants people, to watch his show and ratings. And I saw people like, hey, when are people going to realize ratings don't matter anymore? We've talked about that, but I absolutely do not like it. If, MSG, historic arena, if they just had Big E, come in at the end after the match, match is over, ding, 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 Bobby's still the champion. If all of a sudden you heard the, what is it? You think Big will do that? Like, holy fuck. People would have fucking lost their fucking shit.
Yeah.
It would have, I don't want to say it would have been a bigger pop or just as big pop as Becky because returns are fucking amazing. But, they've talked about it for the last, I think, year or two. I know they've flip-flopped it, but you have to go for the title on your brand. I think during the whole Roman thing and Brock thing, Big E popping his head up here and there, it's like, okay, we're going to get it. Is it close? Maybe. And then all of a sudden he just shows up on fucking Raw. Like, holy fuck, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was back and forth on it because I saw a lot of people too saying like, "Oh, he better cash in now. They better not do a thing if it's a cheap ploy to catch ratings." And I was like, shut the fuck up. Anytime someone's like a cheap ploy to get ratings, you're like, you mean an advertised segment on thing? You think bringing out CM Punk, you think announcing that CM Punk's going to be on commentary on Dynamite isn't a cheap ploy to get ratings? It's all cheap ploys to get ratings. That's because that's what they want is people to watch the show. So the idea was like, oh, like they made this announcement so people will watch. Yeah, probably so people will watch. Like, do you think that anyone's doing anything to not get people to watch? You know what I mean?
100%. But I'm just like, I'm a pop guy. Give me my pops. And I think they just calling the shot and like, if you call your shot with Money in the Bank, do it like Cena, not, hey, I'm going to cash in after your match, whether you win or you win. You know, to me, once again, it doesn't, you know, even with Biggie winning the Money in the Bank, it doesn't make him look like a badass. You know, I'm glad he won. It's great. It's awesome. But I hate the, hey, I'm cashing in tonight. I'm going to cash in tonight, you know, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You need that pop. You need the surprise. The whole point of Money in the Bank is you got the element of surprise. You can do it whenever you want. You know, like I said, for the last couple of weeks, Big E's been popping up in the backstage with Kayla and Paul and like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still here. You know, that weird laugh that he did. Cool. If all of a sudden Big E's on Raw out of nowhere, especially with the backstage promos that they did with him in New Day, stupid. I did not like that at all. Outside of that, and you know, obviously him winning the championship, I love it. You know, he deserves it. About time. Do the chant. Like if they would have cut that out and it just be strictly a pop at the end, you know, think about it. You're in Boston. You just saw the Super Show at MSG. You know, Boston, New York, such great rivals. All of a sudden, this happens. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Grimper does say, I liked that he called his shot. The cash-in was good. I would have been very upset if they kept touting the cash-in all day and then not pay it off. I don't, like, I mean, to me, that's also kind of,
that was
like, that's ridiculous, too. Like, if he says he's going to cash it in because it's Money in the Bank, I fully expect him to not cash it in. I fully expect mind games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
for me, I was kind of like, I don't know if and I was like, I don't know if I believe he will cash it in. Like, my whole thing wasn't that, like, well, he said he did it, he better do it. I'm like, the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, and the announcers the whole time, oh, Big E's going to cash in when the main event, you know, and it's like, what the fuck? Even Corey, you know, Corey's the only one that sat there and said, well, we don't know. He's just saying that. We don't know. We don't know. To me, trying to save face with, is he or isn't he? And
yeah.
You know, like I said, I don't like it. You know, if you're calling your shot, do it like Cena and like, hey, I'm a man. I want it one-on-one. You've been dominant. Let's fucking go. Just me and you. I got my opportunity. I don't need to surprise you. I think I can beat you square, you know, face-to-face, one-on-one.
Yeah. Yeah. I prefer those two. This was a weird, like, I'm going to cash it in.
That's a
when
calling
you
the
guys are both
shot.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, once again, it undermines Big E for the simple fact of, you know, hey, I'm calling my shot, but I'm going to do it after you guys kick the shit out of each other. Whether it's you or you, I'm going to do it. And I just did not like that.
Yeah, it was a little bit heelish.
Like,
I did think that too. I was like, why does he keep saying he's going to cash it in after their match? Like, that's what made me think that he wouldn't. I thought he was going to come out and pretend he would just to fuck with somebody and then, like, hit him with the briefcase or something. But when he actually cashed it in, I was like, oh, okay.
Even if he would have sat there, hey, I'm calling my shot. I'm going to cash it in. I'm going to cash it in. If he showed up at the beginning of the match and then it was a triple threat match, I'd have been like, all right, cool. Here we go. He thinks he could beat Orton and Lashley in a triple threat. And then if he would have won that, holy fuck, cool. That makes you look dominant. That's calling your shot. Not, hey, guys, I'm going to sneak in and, you know, change lanes. And, you know, I didn't mean to say change lanes. I was thinking of a different joke and it came out.
Oh.
But
anyways. But just like, I'm going to take advantage of you guys being already blown up. Justin does say, I completely agree with Kev. The crowd would have blew the roof off more than they did Monday if Big E didn't announce it. I don't know about that either, though. Just realistically, those Boston crowd was fucking hot, man. they were
they
on
were.
board with everything.
But think about they're on board with everything. They're in it. They're feeling it. And then, holy shit, we got to cash in. I think that would have been fucking huge and amazing, and they fumbled.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just a little hard to say. I think that I'm glad I like the last few minutes, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But realistically, like, I wasn't a huge fan of him saying he was going to cash in, but I just kept thinking, oh well, he's probably not going to cash in. Why would he put out that message? And I also wouldn't have been upset if he didn't cash it in. I would have been like, oh, that's false advertising, because I see that bullshit too. This card subject to change stuff. People are like, oh, it's false advertising. I didn't do it. The fuck up. It's not false advertising. They didn't sell you something.
Yeah.
You know.
It's.
But yeah, I thought it was a little weird. I'm gonna do this after you guys have beat each other up, and I was like,
Yeah.
But they played
like you said,
with it well throughout the show.
But see, I didn't like it the whole time they're doing it. I'm like, I don't like this. I know where this is going, and like I said, I'm a pop guy. Give me my surprises. But real quick, when you were talking about card subject change, I was gonna say that's in the fine print. And I loved when Lashley said that about the contract to Biggie.
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to, shove this up your ass and you're going to taste the fine print or whatever he said. And I was like, ooh. Yeah. Lashley on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, Lashley was a badass on that promo, man.
And then the other thing I don't like is, this is why I try and stay off the internet. But people saying that Lashley's reign wasn't very impressive or very good.
What?
And I was like,
badass.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that from a few people. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Most of them had AEWs as their profile picture, but
yeah, dude, same people I've seen who said that they watch NXT and they go, the new NXT set makes the whole building look so much smaller, and I was like, they had 2 rows of fans before.
Yeah,
like how much smaller could it have looked?
Yeah. Just because the lights are on now. It'd be it'd be like people complaining when it's last call and they turn on the lights at the strip club and be like, oh damn, there's only 3 rows of seats. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It looks small.
I thought there was a lot more. I thought the stage was a lot bigger.
Damn it.
They turn the goddamn lights on and they literally can house 3 times the amount of fans that they could house before. So it was like it's just really exposed how small it is. No. It fucking didn't. I thought before it sounded like there was a dozen people in there. The last show, the last 3 shows, because they recorded 3 weeks, had some fucking kid in the audience that was absolutely obnoxious. And you could hear him throughout the whole fucking show. This is an actual crowd now. So yeah, I think that sometimes people watch and they decide to hate something. And because it doesn't look like a fucking football stadium, they're like, oh, it just looks so small. But the 2 rows of fans before you saw was spot on. That looked huge. Because all the lights were off. So dumb, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, after that, we had Shayna Basler versus Charlotte Flair. What do you think of this match?
I've thought about this a few times, and I fucking hate that they're getting the women's title, the Raw women's title, involved in a tag team breakdown. Because to me that this is the road that they're headed, and if things change, great. But to me, it's hey, it's your title shot. Okay, now it's your chance to get a title shot. And I'm going to screw you over, and I'm going to screw you over, and I don't think you can beat her, and I don't think you can be... Like, is this their way of, A, making Charlotte look like a dominant champion? And B, like I said, the outcome, all I see is, okay, we're going to get Shayna versus Nia. Which is okay. That's fine. If it was for the belt, cool. It's not. And I don't think Charlotte's going to drop it to either of them.
No, that's the part that bothers me because I don't mind the idea of a singles title getting between a tag team. I think that's all fine. That's good because because they're not tag team champions anymore. You know what I mean? If they were still tag champions, I would say fucking stop this. But they're not.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, the title can get between them, but being Charlotte's a little.
But see, and this is where I'm coming from is the title could get between a tag team, and I'm totally cool with it as long as one of the members of the tag team have the title.
If they get it. Yeah, like Shayna should get it.
Yes.
Because that's what I was thinking was that Shayna should definitely win this title off of Charlotte. You let Shayna become a fucking dominant force all of a sudden. I don't even care if it's one of those all of a sudden things. Yes. Let her go back to just being an absolute murderer that nobody liked. Nobody liked it. Let's not pretend that everyone was loving it. They weren't. They shit on it, and that's why we got goofy Shayna. But now we can go back to Shayna's a dominant force, Nia's a dominant force.
I was gonna say unless they're doing it because they're setting Nia up to be dominant. You know, they've done it again where she's the unstoppable force and stuff like that. So if she's the one to take it off of Charlotte, that's fine. And then Shayna and Nia go back and forth, that's fine. But I just don't see Charlotte dropping it to either of them. No. And truthfully, the way everything is going, I see Charlotte, if she's gonna drop it, is dropping it to Alexa.
Well, and then that's what kind of came up next. Is Alexa comes out, she has a little present for Charlotte. She calls Charlotte a little bitch.
Big bitch.
Yeah,
everyone's bigger than Alexa.
Well, this is a weird thing. So much of Charlotte in this segment was really bothering me and annoying me.
More so than usual?
More so than usual. But by the end of it, I felt like Alexa brought the whole segment around and made it good. Like the whole thing was funny. And the other crazy bit was how much the crowd was behind everything Alexa was doing.
Mm-hmm.
They were chanting. They were cheering for Lily. They were clapping for the doll. Like, it was crazy. The crowd was so behind that segment. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
And then Charlotte opens up the box. It's a Charlotte Lily doll that they're calling Charlie, and it was in fact wearing the mini Raw Women's title, just like you said last week that you wanted Alexa to put on Lily when she won the title.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
It's another one of those. It's one of those nods from Bruce Pritchard. He listens to the show, he likes our ideas, and he tweaks it just a little.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cheers to Bruce Pritchard.
I didn't.
Cheers, Bruce.
Cheers. I didn't see Charlie coming up, but saw the belt on a doll.
Yeah. And that one, when she turned it around, you could see the snaps on the back, and you could see the metal on it, and it was like it was a legit one of the mini belts.
Yeah. No, I was sitting on my couch, and I was like, "What's this stupid gift?" I didn't say stupid gift. You know, I'm interested in this storyline, but I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, "What's this gift?" And then she opens it up, and she like looks at it and pulls it out, and I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, it's I saw the robe and I was like, oh fuck, it's a Charlotte Lily doll, like you said. And then I see the belt. I was like, no fucking way. And I jump up off the couch and I'm like, eyes glued to the screen. I was like, is that a real one? Is it plastic? And I was like, no, it is the mini belt. It is the mini belt. And then I text you immediately. I was like, holy fuck, they listened to me.
Yep, they did it. I do think that there's a chance that Alexa could win it here. And I do think it'd be interesting if Alexa did win it and then was getting challengers and was all like, everyone wants to play with me now. Like, you could do a thing with it, you know?
Yeah. And we said it from, a while back with Nikki.
Yeah.
Oh, we want Nikki and Alexa. Hey, we used to be friends. We used to do that, Like, I think that would have been great, but now Nikki, for whatever reason, is in a tag team with Rhea.
Yeah. That's really confusing. It's been very, very confusing, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And, it's so weird because now they're a tag team. They're shitting on the women's division. Dude, they shit on the women's tag team belt so much, and I fucking hate it. Yeah. Inadvertently, maybe, but because we finally, what was it, on Friday? That was another backstage segment. We finally saw Shotzi and Knox.
Yeah.
And I forgot, they were making fun of somebody, weren't they?
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. But, we finally see them after not seeing them for weeks. And, after they earned a title shot. And, the next show, if these guys beat them, then we got a title shot. And it's like, and we've discussed it before. Tamina and Natty, they look like crap. They're losing every fucking match.
Yeah, and they should be dominant as fuck.
Yeah, and wasn't
they
it this
were on the way to the titles?
Yeah, they were kicking everyone's ass, and now they win the titles, and now they're losing to everyone, but still have the titles.
Yeah,
wasn't it this week where it was Nikki versus Tamina, and Natty versus Rhea, and both of them lost.
Yeah,
I thought this is the time, like, okay, Tamina's beating or going against Nikki, fine, have Tamina win. She should win by every means. Then have Rhea maybe knock off Natty, so it's 1 versus 1. Each team has one one-on-one.
Yeah,
there's a lot of ones.
Exactly.
Got to carry.
Yeah,
and they didn't. They're just like, oh no, they lost. Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, 100%.
I couldn't tell you the last time Natty and Tamina have won a match.
Yeah. Jeremy's in the chat says, what annoys me the most about the women's tag team division is that they already have number 1 contenders. Shotzi and Knox have beaten Tamina and Natty 3 times now, but Rhea and Nikki are getting the title match before them. I mean, we keep seeing that, though. Like, Carmella was it Lana and Naomi? Lana and Naomi won a battle royal to be number 1 contenders, and they never had their match. Each of the Shotzi Tegan matches were to be number 1 contenders, and so they just, like, keep solidifying that they can win and then not getting the match. Like, it's just real weird.
Didn't Power and Glory have a match too, or a number 1 contendership?
I think that's true. I think
Mandy and Dana.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they earned it as well.
Yeah, everyone was getting these fucking title shots, and that's the other problem is that, like, ever since Natty and Tamina have won, they've been doing this so they can, build up the division with these number 1 contender type matches, but then they don't follow through with the second match, and so it's just a sea of Natty and Tamina losing to every other team so they can get the title shot that they never get.
Yeah.
And it's just frustrating because I like Tamina and Natty so much, and like I said, I want them to be dominant. I want it to be a big deal when someone becomes number 1 contender for the tag match or the tag titles, and now it's just like every team.
The other thing is, you can have them lose the number 1 contenders match because for whatever reason you have to beat the champions to get a number 1 contenders match. Besides Lana and Naomi, who won the battle royal.
Yeah.
Have them lose the match, whatever. And then, but have Tamina and Natty win and say, hey, when the titles are on the line, we have our game faces on now. We're not taking you guys lightly, and we kicked your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't. They just keep losing.
They just lose. They just keep losing, and it's fucking bummer, dude. Total bummer.
After, and that's the other thing. It's not even after Mania. They didn't win the belts at Mania, which we thought was absolute bullshit.
Yeah.
Didn't they win them at Backlash?
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't win them at Mania, and we did think it was absolutely bullshit.
Yeah. So they win them at Backlash. I want to know, like, taking a page out of AEW, I want to know their win-loss record as singles and as a tag team since Backlash. Yeah. Because I guarantee you they have a losing record.
Yeah, at this point they have to. It's insane. But even what's even crazy about that is the we'll just talk about it now and then we'll go back some. But the Nikki and Tamina match, the Rhea and Natty match were actually both good matches. And I thought Rhea and Natty had a fucking fantastic match where Natty looked like a badass, like she was taking no shit, and Rhea looked like she was fucking really coming at her. And then they had like the 2 fucking fuck finishes or whatever. And that was kind of a bummer, but it was also kind of like, well, they're trying to build a tag team story here with 2 singles matches, It's probably not the worst thing to have the partners get involved in each other's matches to be like, we're still a better team than you are a single kind of a deal. But
Yeah.
but they both put
Well,
on
'cause then you
really
have-
good matches here, and then they
All
still
four
both
of them.
lose. Like,
Yeah. All four of them had, great. Those 2 matches were great.
Yeah.
But, they have the tag teams built, even though Natty's a badass and, she's pretty much a powerhouse, they have them as a powerhouse similar to the Hart Foundation. That's the way Natty and Tamina were built, and that's what Rhea and Nikki look like. Where you have the powerhouse and you have, the finesse guy or girl in this situation. And I think it would have been amazing if the finesse, partner won both matches. Nikki beats Tamina, and it's like, oh shit. And then Natty beats Rhea, and it's like, wait, Rhea's supposed to be the dominant one. And it's like, that's when you get the power versus technician type of thing. And it's like, cool, this is now intriguing. But for both of them to lose, like, that absolutely pissed me off.
Yeah.
And this is where I enjoyed Raw just watching wrestling. Storyline wise, I was pretty disappointed in it because I didn't like the Big E thing and I didn't like this a lot. And it's not like, I didn't like it a little. I disliked it a lot. 2 thumbs down type of thing.
And like you said, it was just the story of it. The matches were great. And even part of the story wasn't necessarily bad, but it's just where we've gotten to at this point where they just keep fucking losing. That it's made it so it's a thing,
Yeah.
Where a couple of singles losses wouldn't necessarily be so bad if they hadn't been losing every match on the way here.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna look up. That's my homework this week. I want to see their win-loss record.
Yeah.
Since Backlash. Yeah. Because Natty was hurt in there, and I figured they were gonna relinquish the titles, and then they didn't.
Yeah, she's a cyborg.
And then, and if they would have relinquished the titles, like, okay, we're gonna do this, then you have all the teams coming out of the woodwork. I don't remember when Lana was released, but hey, we had a number 1 shot. We had a number 1 shot. We had a number 1 shot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a triple threat. The 3 teams that had number 1 shots that we never gave them to, winner gets the titles.
I know at one point we thought they were building towards that, and I was like, why have they created so many number 1 contenders? And like, oh, they're going to build towards a fatal 4-way for the titles. That'll be cool. And then they didn't do that either. So I was like, what the fuck? Every single team has a fucking claim to the throne.
Yeah, and especially since, to me, they're building Tamina and Natty as the heels in the situation. They were the faces when they won the titles. Now they're the heels. Fine. I think if they would have kept ducking out of their title obligations against each team, I think that would have made it okay. Like you said, that there's a head. They leave SmackDown. Oh, wait. The titles need to go to all the brands. They leave SmackDown, avoid, Knox and Shotzi, let's say, go to Raw. Oh, you guys are number 1 contenders now. Okay, well, NXT hasn't seen these belts, even though they have their own women's tag belts there. We're supposed to be on all 3 brands and go there. And then there's a number 1 contender there. Oh, well, and then finally, you have Adam Pearce. Hey, you ran away long enough. Now all 4 of you guys, or all 4 teams are in the ring at once. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%, man. You'd think something like that would happen.
It looked like it, but no.
No. What did you think about the 24/7 thing? Like Drake Maverick's back in the story and stuff. I think it's fine for what it is. It's a little let me up segment.
Yeah, I think so. It's like we've talked about, you especially. It's the bathroom break for the arena.
Yeah, but if you're watching it, it's fun to watch still. Because like our bathroom breaks are commercials. Theirs aren't,
Yeah, exactly. And I think it is what it is. The whole backstage things and stuff. It's, you know, it's whatever. I think it's funny that Drake Maverick is now, as of this week, trying to be the manager of either Tozawa or Truth and say, hey, you know, you guys were supposed to do it this way. You know, the plan was foolproof, but the execution, you guys dropped the ball. I think that's funny.
Yeah. He's like little Marty.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I barely paid any attention to Viking Raiders and Drew McIntyre against Jinder Mahal and his boys. Did you watch any of it?
I watched it, and it was what it was. Actually, I didn't watch it. And I think about it because because it was one of the announcers said it was pretty much a 3-on-1. I was like, really? I didn't watch or read up on the highlights, and I think Jinder attacked the other three, and I think the Viking Raiders, I don't think they ever tagged in. So I think it was a 3-on-1, and McIntyre fucking won, and I'm like, whatever. You know, as much as we talked about Cross joining the Viking Raiders, put McIntyre with all, you know, cut his goofy bullshit out and put him with the Viking Raiders. Yeah, that's a fucking cool faction. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, that could work.
There are probably some Vikings up in Scotland. Let's go.
Yeah, probably. There's no reason to think otherwise.
Yeah. Then all three of them get swords.
Yeah.
Oh.
Give them all swords, all hatchets.
And they rape and pillage. Ready to get paid. I like that new shirt.
Is that what it says? That's so funny.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. Dude, the Damian Priest Jeff Hardy match, I was expecting that to be so good, and it had a real rough start, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and once again, we talked about it earlier. I like that Priest said, hey, I'm going up against an idol of mine. Like, this is awesome. This is, you know, this is not blessing, but like an honor.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, cool. Like, it makes Priest, you know, whether he was a wrestling fan before or not, it makes it look like he was.
Yeah.
And just like Bailey, when we see one of us out there, like, hey, there we go. Yeah. That's my guy. That's my workhorse.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I thought it was great. I thought Sheamus on commentary was great. I love how he still says, like, me gold all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, oh,
so
me gold.
Good. Yeah. He stole me gold.
He stole me gold.
So, yeah, dude. I love it. But the match was not as good as I was hoping it was going to be, man. It's like, maybe it was a clash of styles. I saw a lot of people being pretty harsh about it, but I didn't see anybody just outright being like, I don't know. I didn't think it needed the harsh criticisms it was getting, but it did not flow well. That's for sure.
Was the belt on the line?
No, but there was some sort of weird thing where it's like the winner was gonna face Sheamus, but but Damien's the fucking title holder,
the champion. Yeah.
Yeah. So why would somebody be vying for a shot against Sheamus?
Dude, how great would it have been if Priest just goes in there and lays down?
Yeah.
What was it? The finger punch of doom?
Yeah. I just don't want to fight Sheamus.
Yeah. Yeah. He lays down, and then it's like, all right, well, now we got a Sheamus versus Hardy match at Extreme Rules.
Yeah. Everyone goes, oh, okay. 100%.
Yeah. All right. But, yeah, like you said, it wasn't necessarily bad. It wasn't great for sure, but it's one of those, maybe it's like a sequel where you're expecting so much because the first movie was so great, and then you see it and you're like, yeah, this one wasn't that good.
Yeah, this one just did not work.
Yeah.
And nothing but respect for everyone involved in it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jeff.
Yeah.
I want the world for him.
I know. I want him to have one more world title run, but I just don't see how he fits in that picture at this point. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's the Money in the Bank guy that beats Roman.
That'd be crazy, dude. How wild would that be?
Dude, can you imagine? That'd be so
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Let's see. That did bring us over to the Nikki and Tamina and Rhea and stuff. I will say that the backstage segment they did before the match, the promos back and forth between all four of them, Sonya Deville getting in the middle, I did think it was funny.
Yeah.
That I thought everyone did awesome in it. And then Sonya called Nikki AHS. And then Corey's like, unless she's talking about American Horror Story, I think she meant ASH.
Yeah. And then that's one of those where it's like, hey, you can't teach that. That was a quick pick up by Corey. And yeah, like great job, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because most
100%.
people would have just been like, oh, I think she meant ASH. But Corey was just quick and like, unless she meant American Horror Stories or whatever he said. I remember he said something about American Horror Stories.
Yeah. 100%.
Which is also on FX, which is a Fox brand, so it's weird.
Yeah, so that's good.
They mentioned it on USA. Yeah.
Yeah. Turf Wars.
Someone's getting traded during the draft. It's
Yep.
Corey.
He's trying to get back to Fox. He wants to go play with Pat McAfee.
Dude, Corey and Pat McAfee would either be great or fucking terrible.
Yeah, it would either be an absolute clusterfuck all the time or it'd be fantastic.
Yeah. But
By the way, we didn't mention it again, but on SmackDown, the McAfee Michael Cole dynamic being back at it was so fucking good. And I really liked there was a moment in what match was it with it was the Edge match where he says that he's got a new style, he's protecting his neck, and he goes, I imagine Achilles, if he was in a fight, that he would know people would be attacking his heel, so he had to develop a style that would have protected his heel at all costs. And Cole goes, I just want to spend some time in your brain sometime.
Yeah. But 100%. And you know when he said that, you know what it reminded me of? It's Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. 100%.
Immediately, I was like, oh, Daniel Bryan, the monkey style or whatever the fuck he called it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, like, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
But cheers to McAfee. I'm glad you're back. We missed you.
100%. Glad he's back too. But yeah, I even like the promo stuff that the girls, the women all did in the back first. You know what I mean? I thought it was so good. And then, like you said, just
hey,
the,
we should
just
have a
shitting on the
celebration and
oh yeah.
yeah. But yeah, they're making Tamina and Natty look weak.
Yeah.
Like beyond weak. Like literally, you can have two jobbers just come out and be like, "All right, I won. We're the new tag team champions.
Yeah, no, the number
My
one
name
contenders.
is Jobber 1 and my name's Jabber 2."
You could have the Lolo County champions come out and become number one contenders.
Right? Mm-hmm.
We did have New Day, Mustafa Ali, Mansoor against Mace, T-Bar, Omos, and AJ Styles. I thought this whole match was actually really good. You got fucking 8 incredibly talented people in there. But the thing that to me was most notable was that they did a spot with Omos that was different than any other giant spot we've seen. Because most of the time they'll do a giant standing in the middle and everyone just is like on top of them, punching them, beating them off. And then
the Matrix spot.
Yeah, the Matrix spot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What kind of
what
kind of tag teams are you watching?
He'll just launch up and release them. He'll be beaten off until release. Yeah. And just they all spit out all over the place.
Yeah.
But they did this one. Skeet. Yeah, skeet. They go windows to the wall. And then and then this one, they had everyone grab a limb, basically, and then he started picking them and throwing them, hitting them, picking them up, and slamming them. And I was like, this was so fucking cool. It made him look like an absolute giant without doing that corny spot where everyone just flies back for no reason.
Yeah. It reminded me of, I can't remember it exactly. I think it was Disney Channel. And I think it was their take on, like, Gulliver's Travel. Remember where Pete was rolling up the hail bays and smoking them and stuff like that, where it was like, it was a true giant, like, get off me, why are you on me, get off me, and it worked well. You had Xavier, Kofi, everyone grabbing a limb and just be like, kind of like I said, Gulliver Travels, you have all the fucking people, if we work together, we'll get them down, and like I said, just get off me. And it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Outside of the Matrix spot. I don't know if it's officially called the Matrix spot, but that's what I call it.
That's what it seems like.
But yeah, it just seems like, oh, you're on me. And like you said, skeet everywhere. And no, this one was great.
Yeah, 100%. After that, I did have a backstage segment where Charlotte Flair threw away the Charlie doll. Part of me was waiting for it to wink while it was in the garbage can. I want to be honest with you. I was all like, is this fucking thing going to wink too?
Or just the garbage can catches on fire.
Oh, yeah. Personal flames. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we are going to see something. I don't know what it's going to be, though. But I thought the fucking match was good, man. I don't mind that.
That's it. Is Lily and Charlie are going to get the tag team titles. Just mini replicas of them.
They'll definitely be, they do have the mini replicas now, so they'll definitely be number one contenders soon enough.
Yeah.
After that, we had Doudrop versus Eva Marie. Man, what do you think?
It's I'm trying to phrase it. I think this is where SmackDown's hit it several times, and Raw has never done it. And I actually appreciate, because Raw's women's division have always had to have a title involved.
Mm-hmm.
And this to me seems like a mid-card match.
Yes.
And it's a mid-card match that, with the women, that people are actually interested in.
I know I am, and I know that Doudrop's character is beloved with as much as people give it criticisms for the name and stuff, but I think that people want her to win, and it's of interest. You know what I mean?
Well, Doudrop's the sixth member of Resolution.
Oh,
what was it? What were they fucking called?
There was Absolution, but there was also
no,
there was two of them at the same time.
No. The one with
Retribution.
Retribution. There you go.
Absolution was Paige and Mandy and Sonya.
Yeah. What was Resolution?
Oh.
My picture quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, Retribution. That's what I was thinking of. Because once again, hey, we're giving you the stupid name. They're running with it. I'm not saying put Doudrop with, Mason T-Bar. It'd be interesting. But, she said, hey, this is what the name I was given. I'm going with it. I still want the crowd to fucking chant for Piper.
Yeah.
Seems like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they're just not doing it.
It's weird. I still want It's Piper Bitch shirts.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be great if she finally slaps Eva and says it's Piper Bitch. That'd be great. I like Eva's entrance where she's walking out and she points at everyone in the audience. And she goes, "Ew, yuck, gross!" It's so fucking funny. God, she's such a bitch. It's so good. But
she's. It's funny because I saw that article. I don't know how fucking truthful it is about the banned word list from WWE.
Mm-hmm.
And, divas on there and anti-diva or non-divas on there. And it's like, really? Because Eva is the quintessential diva.
Yeah.
She's the last of a dying breed. She's the last Mohegan.
Mm-hmm.
They brought her back, and it's like, she's still doing her diva shit.
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I think if Doudrop even came out and I'm the anti-diva.
Yeah.
Cool. Doudrop the anti-diva. That's a fucking action figure. Go. Sure. Yeah. Go.
Put a wooden stake in her hand. We're done.
You're right. Garlic necklace.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
What the fuck are you doing up there?
Yeah. The hell? Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I agree with you. This is like a mid-card match that feels like that we need to have women's storylines, and I have no problem with it because I think that we're building stuff with Doudrop. I think it's good.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Karrion Kross promo? Oh wait, go ahead. Finish up what you want to say about them.
I was just gonna say, can you imagine? You build the Dewdrop in this mid card. She goes on to be like, "Hey, I'm a force, and then you have her in the title picture, her against Rhea or Shayna or Nia. Like, they can do a lot with it. She's, there's a lot of people backing her, and cool. That's the point of the mid card, is for somebody to come up, be, show their talents, and get thrown into the main event or the main title picture, and they can do that easily with Dewdrop.
Yeah, 100%. She'd be believable in there really quick, and I loved the promos that she's been cutting. She's been holding her own so well.
Mm-hmm.
It's been awesome.
Yeah, she doesn't need a mouthpiece. She can talk, and it's making Dewdrop look really well. And like I said, I still wanted Untitled shirt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What do you think about Karrion Kross's video package here?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like the message that they're trying to get across. But to me, they have no idea what this fucking character is.
Mm.
I feel like they're so lost right now where, hey, you're just a badass. You kill everyone. Hey, sound, like you got some smarts behind it, little brains. All right, now let's try this. And I hate to admit it, but I think Karrion Kross right now is falling into the Aleister Black realm.
Mm. Yeah.
And I don't want to see it from him. I just like Aleister Black, or what's his name now? Aleister White?
Yeah. It's definitely his name now.
But I like both talents, and getting the call up, cool. I think it's one of those overthinking. What do they call it during the promos when you over edit it?
Overwrought.
Yeah, I think they're there with Karrion right now. Who knows where the fuck Scarlett? And I think they're walking a fine line where either he's buried or, hey, let's run with it.
I do think that he does feel like he's in
limbo.
It feels like he feels like in a limbo. He feels like he's in a developmental stage where it's like, oh, we're trying to figure out this character. We're trying to work through this character. And I think that, again, that calls back to the idea that NXT needed a giant makeover, and hopefully we see less of this kind of thing. And I think with a guy like Karrion too, like, it's glaring because he's so good that when he gets over there and he's struggling with stuff, it's like, why would you go through an entire developmental program and show up struggling more than you did before? Like, what the fuck?
But see, this is where I think it's, I don't want to say different, but it differs from that, is that I don't think he's struggling with anything. I think he's nailing what he's supposed to. I think what they're struggling with is his direction.
It could be.
And, once again, just Karrion Kross with the Viking Raiders, fucking build that faction, man.
Yeah.
Even if you have Drew there, where it's, like he says, we've seen Drew with the Viking Raiders a couple times now. Dude, put Karrion Kross underneath that. Hey, there's 4 psychopaths. There's 4 killers. They've done that with the Viking Raiders where, what's his name? Ibar, right? Is a ladies' man out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh, all the ladies love him. Hey, you throw those 4 in there. Don't call them the 4 horsemen, but call them, the 4 somethings of war or whatever, or you can't say war, but whatever. That's a banned word too. But the four something
The fuck you up experience.
throw right. The four claymores, the clay fours. But
Playless.
yeah. But put them as you put those four in a faction. Hey, they're all like I said, crazy psychopaths. Like that could be the second coming of the Four Horsemen. But since Flair's not there anymore, they're not the Horsemen. There's like I said, there's something else. Like you can run with that. Do it. Yeah. You're building Drew as a heel badass or a face heel badass. The Viking Raiders are just badasses. Karrion Kross is just a badass. Fucking put all four together.
Yeah, I'd be alright with all that too. I think that they'd all lift each other up because I do think that Viking Raiders still got to get the Street Profit stink off of them. All that goofy shit they did COVID era.
Oh yeah,
really fucking has soured me on them.
Yeah, I'm better than you are. Just fucking, take all four heel. Just fucking, they're mean. They're the four Raiders, the quad Raiders, something. Just fucking, just let them loose.
Yeah, and Eric was doing all that badass shit in Raw Underground while Ivar was out injured. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's something easily you could do. So it'd be good.
And it would make sense. And then you have Scarlett come in and be like, "Yo, I've noticed this from afar, but the four of you together, almost like Mick Foley with Sheamus and Cesaro, the four of you together are more valuable than." The three of you apart, or however she wants to phrase it, because Viking Raiders are one unit.
Yo, could you imagine
three
if it was
separate
something else? Imagine it was
three
someone
separate
else
entities.
Not saying that you guys would be good together. What if it was someone saying, "I'm really glad you four aren't an actual force because no one would be able to stop you." Like, have someone like an Orton and RK Bro just be like, "Well, thank God you guys aren't a fucking foursome. Otherwise, we'd be in serious trouble." And then have them all look at each other. Or,
wait a second. Yeah. Or even, maybe not even RK Bro, but like, as much as I hate to say it, like a Ricochet or a Humberto. Some guys that are, in the 24/7 picture, like, wow, you four, I'm sure glad you guys, aren't together. Like, you guys can fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, all four of them look at Ricochet and fucking just ragdoll him around and be like, "Did you enjoy that? I enjoyed it. That was kind of a raid. Hey, let's raid this shit together."
Yeah, felt real good.
Hop on me boat.
Yeah.
Hop on me ship and let's go raid.
Yeah. We're raidists. So it does bring us to the main event, though. We have Bobby Lashley versus Randy Orton. The match itself was fucking good, man.
I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm a Randy mark. I love me some Randy.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to win just to lose to Big E, because everyone knew Big E's gonna, like I said, it was no surprise. Yeah. Big E's gonna win. The celebration, man. I wanted, because that would have been, 15, right?
I think so. I think it's 15, yeah.
Yeah. Or, whatever it was. Like,
I think it's right.
Yeah, because I think he's on 14 right now. For whatever reason, I thought he was on 12, and I was like, oh no, that's Charlotte. Yeah. They keep taking some away from her.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep him down. But I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, oh, if Randy gets 15, he can tie 16. Then it'll be a three-way tie. Then I started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? If Flair gave anyone a blessing to beat 16, it was Orton and not Cena.
He said it several times. He absolutely
Oh,
said it
has
in
he?
interviews.
No, really. I just thought of it. I thought it was cool and legit.
No, he said it in interviews. He said that he wished that Randy Orton would be the one to break his record. And then even when he left, he showed up on NWA 73. He was cutting a promo. He said, I always thought that Randy Orton would be the one to break my record. And he goes, but now I think it's my girl. And so now he's all talking about Charlotte. And, whatever.
He's just trying to open up doors for her.
Yeah.
Which she doesn't need. And
yeah. But at the same time, yeah, he said several times that he wanted it to be Randy Orton. He doesn't have any issues with Cena doing it at all, but he's got a connection to Randy.
Yeah, and then that's what like I said, I thought I was thinking it, and I was like, holy shit, like, Randy's kind of Flair's protege.
Yeah.
I mean, Randy has had a bunch of mentors, but I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, I don't think Randy or Flair would give Cena the nod over Randy. And like I said, I was just thinking that. I don't look up a lot of shit, and apparently it's already been said.
Yeah, no, he definitely said it. But the match
The
was
other-
pretty
the
fucking
other thing-
badass. Go ahead.
Real quick, going back to 16 and 17, the other thing that I think might be a talking point is that Cena's earned them all in one company, where Flair has not.
Yes.
And I don't think that, once again, I don't think it's been mentioned before. It might have, but
I mean, it's a good point. Yeah, he broke 16, but he did it all in one company in one run. Where
yeah, and Flair had what, 3 in WWF at the time? Or 2?
yeah, 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think maybe once. And then
No, because he
had,
won
like,
at the Rumble.
That's what I mean.
It was
I don't
him and
remember winning.
Macho.
When
But he
else did
won
he win
the title. He won the title at the Rumble for winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I thought
but
he
when else
beat
did he
Macho
ever win
Man
it?
outright. I thought he beat Macho Man outright.
Oh, did he? And another one? Huh.
Yeah, because the whole Elizabeth thing. Unless Flair was a champion during that. I don't remember.
Yeah, I have to go back and look. But yeah, it was Flair. Yeah, he didn't hold it much in WWE or WWF even at the time. It was mostly WCW, and I think they included the lineage of the NWA title, even though it was a different
they did.
company. That eventually, it became that. So
Yeah, the only thing that's gonna annoy me, and maybe WWE's already thought of this, is that, if Cena would have beat Flair, how quick would AEW? Because Flair's, like I said, I don't watch AEW, but I have a feeling Flair's in AEW, right?
I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe.
Well, not officially, but how quick would AEW or anyone else just be like, well, he lost it and gained it back on house shows, so it's really 38.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Pull one of those.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But
But so Bobby Lashley versus Randy Orton happens. I think it's a fucking fantastic match. Bobby Lashley hurts his knee in the match, and Big E comes out and slaps his meat all over Bobby Lashley's meat and takes the title.
dude, that fucking knee chop, that was nice.
Yeah,
That looked real good.
yeah, it was awesome, dude. This whole Raw I actually really liked. It wasn't like the most exciting. This wasn't fucking Attitude Era where you just can't catch your breath. But it was a really good Raw. Like,
It was a good Raw, but like I said, the ending note, if it wasn't announced Big E comes out, I think you would have got that whole shit moment. Like, fuck, I think it could have been so big, and it just wasn't.
but it still was big in a lot of ways, and I'm really glad that Big E's the
It was,
champion.
it
I think it's
was.
pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, you have Xavier and Kofi coming out there celebrating with him.
Yeah, that was
I'm
cool.
not
They
gonna
came
lie.
running out.
I'm not gonna lie. I know it's not gonna happen, but I was looking at Xavier and be like, "Yo, turn on Big E right now, fucking hit him,
Hit him.
just annihilate him, and be like, it's my turn, bitch. You two haven't had your turn. It's my turn." Ooh,
I mean, it could be cool, but
Of
one of the
course-
things I like so much about the New Day is that they've never done that.
No, exactly. And like I said, I don't think it was going to happen. I don't want it to happen because, you know, in the wrestling world, there's not a lot of loyalty,
Yes.
and they have been loyal for fucking over a decade, right? Pretty much
Yeah.
them three.
And it makes the whole message of the power of positivity even that much better.
Yes, of course.
Like, realistically, I mean, you know.
Yeah. It may take
we-
you a while, but be positive and you'll get what you want.
Yeah, and you don't have to be negative. You don't have to turn on your guys. You don't have to be an ego. Like, the power of positivity will get you there. Like, it's very, very similar to me as the never give up with Cena, which also sounds like trite stuff, and it sounds like a T-shirt, and it sounds like, yeah, kids will like that. But hey, the shit means stuff to people. You know what I mean? And that shit gets kids through stuff. Like,
100%. I sent you that clip with the reverse cricket spot on John Cena.
Yeah. 100%.
Where John Cena's, you know, I'll post it if I can find it again to our Facebook page. But, you know, if you haven't seen it, like, it's like, holy shit. To me, this is why Cena's the GOAT, because, you know, they show John Cena. He's always done those cricket spots where somebody's talking, John Cena bursts through the paper, and, you know, people get, you know, taken back by it. And there's a spot where, you know, I wish there was more to it. I wish there was more backstory, more commentary to it. But they showed John Cena, which looks like he filmed a cricket commercial for, and somebody says, hey, you know, we got kind of like, you got a video, I'm adding context to it, but they just show him this video of this kid saying, hey, my mom had breast cancer, and I kept telling her not to give up like John Cena, this and that. And, you know, there's cameras in his face, but John Cena's getting fucking choked up. Yeah. Like, he's sitting there and, you know, he kind of wipes away a tear, and he's just kind of like, you know, appreciating it. And then all of a sudden the paper breaks down and there's this kid. And then there's the mom coming behind the kid. And John Cena just, like, he doesn't lose it. He composes himself, but you can tell he's fucking taken back.
Yeah.
And they're sitting there talking to him, and he's just like, almost fucking stop. Just get over here. Give me a fucking hug right now. You know, like, he's like, holy shit. Like, you know, it was so great. And yeah, I mean, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, yo, Cena's the GOAT. This was fucking awesome. Like, he fucking cares.
And that's what I mean. And those things mean stuff. Like, even a friend of mine was recently telling me that their parents were both test positive for COVID, and they'd only gotten one of the vaccines, like, or the first shot of the vaccine, and they were really worried. And as like a thing, I was all like, if wrestling's taught me anything, it's that it's not over till the bell rings. And I sent a GIF of John Cena saying never gave up, and it actually got my friend all choked up that, like, yeah, there's this message of don't give up. Like, these guys are superheroes to a lot of people, you know, and like, so I think the power of positivity is right up there with never give up, you know?
Yeah. And you know, COVID's not a death sentence, but a lot of people, you know, contract COVID.
Yeah.
And I've seen a few people almost give up, you know, like you said, like, hey, never give up. Like, you got a boxer's chance is what they call it, or a fighter's chance, you know, fucking get that 1-2 punch in, and all of a sudden you're on top. But, you know, with COVID, like, my family's going through it right now, and it's like, it's crazy because, you know, it affects people so differently. But there's, you know, you need the outlook, you need the positivity. You know, one of my mom's, I'll never forget this, one of my mom's uncles, kind of getting sidetracked, but one of my mom's uncles, healthy old man, he was good, joking at parties. I saw him, like, you know, 2 months ago, or 2 months prior, this was a while back, and, you know, he was fine, he was himself. Went for, like, a physical on a Tuesday, got his results on a Friday that he had cancer, and he died on Monday. And to me, a lot of it is the mind. Yeah. If you give up and roll over and quit, that's it.
Yeah.
But if you sit there and say, no, it's not my time yet, fuck you. I think, power of positivity is fucking real.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I like that. I love that Big E's the second one to get the title. I love that they've been there for each other. They've supported each other. And I love that nobody's turning on anyone. No one had to turn heel. They all did it by being positive and being that light as it was. So yeah, I love it. I love that Big E's champion. Some people are even talking about it's the first time. Yeah, the loyalty. I'm seeing some people talk about it's the first time in, I think, wrestling history that it went from black champion to black champion. It's never turned over like that.
Yeah, it's only been, what, 4 WWE champions, right?
Yeah. As far as WWE champions
So,
go,
yeah.
and then there's always the argument for world heavyweight, and then there's the argument for like the WCW. But even in WCW, what it was only 2, right? Booker and Ron Simmons. But I don't know. I don't want to miss anybody either. But it is significant, and I do think that representation is important. We've talked about that before. That
100%.
I mean, I mentioned it around Hell in a Cell. Remember how excited I was? I said that, like, I know, like, it's almost not my place to say anything, but like knowing how I felt when I saw a guy like Mick Foley being a fucking fat white kid, that knowing that some kids are watching this and there's this guy looks like me, I could be him. Yeah.
This could be me.
Yeah. And I just think that that's awesome and important, and it's just so cool. And like I said during Hell in a Cell, remember it was Kofi and Xavier and Bobby and MVP, and they're all out there in the main event, and it's just like, fuck, like this is just awesome. You know what I mean? Like, we're in a really good spot right now where diversity is not only not an issue, it's also not forced. Like, nobody feels like they're there for no good reason.
Well, we talked about that with the tag titles fucking months ago. Yeah. I think it was during the Hurt Business thing, and I was like, wait, when was the last time there was a white tag team champions? And we went back a while, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's been a while. And, I think this is where WWE is knocking it out of the park, where it's not forced, it's not pushed upon you, but it's fucking there.
Yeah, and it's not tokened either. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly where my point I was trying to get to, where, it's not said. It had happened. Everyone else is reading into it. Not only in, AEW, other promotions, even, MMA, boxing, the sports world, where it's like, oh, if this happens, it's, the first time this happens. WWE has never done that. And to me, I love it, because there's always two sides to the coin. And I think when it's not forced down your throat, it's not tokenized, and it's just natural, I think you can appreciate that more.
Oh yeah. It's just the best.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we're all one people. Fucking Bob Marley, let's fucking get together, drink, smoke, or whatever your vice is, and let's just be people. Let's fucking be happy for each other. Quit bringing each other fucking
no woman,
down.
no cry. 100%.
Yeah, Buffalo Soldier.
Yeah. Oh shit! I got some YouTube chatter blowing up over here. Let's see what we have. Certified Hustler. It goes, nephew's little something like. What's going on? Nephew is a little something like this. Biggie. Can't you see? I'm the new champ of WWE.
Oh, it's Biggie Smalls
right.
lyrics.
Yeah. Stop the name of love. What you doing? I have a question. What do you know about the NWA? Get up on your feet, put your hands together, and give it up for the real world heavyweight champion, Trevor Murdoch. Dude, I am so excited about Trevor Murdoch being the champion.
Dude, NWA is one of the most underrated rap groups of all times. They were pioneers, and wrong NWA?
I don't know. Trevor Murdoch, I think, was in NWA. Yeah, the other two. He goes,
yeah.
to be the man, you got to beat the man. that and if you say you could get in the ring, you're not going to beat the man, but you can get in the ring with the man, daddy. He goes, oh, my baby mama, new baby daddy. I love this channel, bro. Cool. Trevor Murdoch winning the NWA Championship at NWA 73 was all I wanted from that show. That's all I wanted.
Yes.
He's the one who should be holding down that brand, to be honest. Like, there's something so
100%.
legitimate about Trevor Murdoch. And he's got that new shirt out now too. It says everyone thinks they're a tough guy till they meet one.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He needs a shirt that says Murdoch was the case you gave me.
Murdoch Row.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But yeah, that's the thing. When you look at a card and there's one match where you're like, I don't give a shit what happens in any other matches. I want this one.
Mm-hmm.
This says something.
Yeah. No. And that was I think their second match. And Trevor Murdoch didn't win the first time. And I was really upset because I was like, why do they keep having Murdoch job out to Nick Aldis? Like, fucking quit it already. Like, I was upset when I saw the booking of it because I was like, this is bullshit. Then he pulled it out, and I was like, this is everything. Absolutely everything. So, fantastic. We got a lot of really good world champions out there right now, man. We got Big E. We got Trevor Murdoch. We got Roman Reigns. We got Becky Lynch. We got good ones, man.
Yeah. Charlotte. She's out there.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Shut your fucking horse mouth.
Is there anything else you want to throw out there, man?
Yes. The fucking draft is back.
Dude, the draft is back October 1st.
Yeah, October 1st and the 4th. Right, because it starts with SmackDown.
Yes. Yeah.
Because Bruce made it apparent that he doesn't want Raw first and then SmackDown because it doesn't coincide with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Yeah,
he
it's
wants
better for our show.
Yeah, he wants SmackDown and Raw to be in the same week.
Yep.
I get it, Bruce.
Yeah.
Nod, wink, cheers.
Bruce is our guy.
We appreciate that.
Yeah. Appreciate you making it so we just have one draft show.
Yeah.
Done with it.
Yeah. And, I'm
ahead.
curious to see because SmackDown has to have the number one pick, right?
I would think so.
It's on their show. You would think they lead off with them. I just hope it's not that 2-3 bullshit like they used to do.
Oh, yeah.
But I think how great would it be to have a trade? Like, the number one pick goes to SmackDown. Wait, there's been a trade. Raw trades SmackDown, this guy. So he immediately goes to SmackDown and they select Big E. I want some trades. Give me some fucking trades. Sports fan, give me some fucking trades. That's all I want.
Yeah, you can do some trades. I'm all good with that. Did you notice that in the draft commercial, did you see the t-shirt that I designed was in it? If you go to my Twitter, I tweeted it out. I'll send you a picture of it. Nick Hausman, Wrestling Inc. editor and co-host of Pro Wrestling for Life with Sean Waltman, the show that I edit for. I designed a PW4L t-shirt, like AC/DC style, and as we're watching the commercial, boom, you just see it so perfectly, so clearly, because Hausman was at a show when they were in Chicago, and he was doing that pose like Hogan thing. So he's like flexing, he's got his arm out, and he's holding a beer, and he's like screaming like a fool, just like. So it was really funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you lost your shit. You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Dude, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit! Like that's my shirt. So
yeah, nice,
really cool. I'm excited for the draft, man. To be honest, I want LA Knight to be drafted up to the main roster. I want him in SmackDown. Producer wants him in Raw because she just says Raw needs that kind of life, and I can't argue that.
Yeah, but then they're going to put LA Knight with Miz and Morrison. Or The Miz.
Oh, that'd be good. Be real good. But he could be with Corbin, and then there'll be Happy Corbin and Happy Night. They'll be called Good Night. Yeah. Real quick before we wrap it up on that though, the LA Knight match you said that you saw with Braun Breaker, you said you weren't a fan, or you liked that Breaker won, but you felt a little bit bad for LA Knight. Just watching it though objectively, as someone who watches wrestling too closely a lot, what'd you think of LA Knight in the ring? I don't think you've seen too many of his matches.
No, he looked good. He looked great. It just makes him look like a fucking idiot, like Bianca does half the time. Yeah, like, hey, you have a title shot. This is what you're going for. This is the main objective. Well, let me face this guy first. Or, let me put this stipulation on. You shut the fuck up and just fucking wrestle.
Yeah, he definitely has talked himself into a bit of a thing, which is fine. I think a heel can look like an idiot from time to time and get themselves in a shitty situation. But as far as like in-ring work, yeah,
no, in-ring work, it looked great. I liked the both guys. Like I said, it's funny, I didn't realize that was Rick's son, but I was like, yo, he looks like a fucking young Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
With the bright. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. And then it's his fucking nephew. It's Rick's son. It's awesome.
So good. All right, man. Anything else?
I think that's it. No?
I think it's it. Maybe what we should do, maybe we'll jot down, like, because we still have a couple weeks away from the draft, maybe we'll jot down what we'd like to see in the draft. You know what I mean?
Fantasy bucket.
Yeah, we'll fantasy book a little bit of the draft on that one. We weren't able to. I know we talked about it on last episode 1 on Thursday. We were going to do some Minoru Suzuki watch-alongs with Amanda over the weekend. We weren't able to do it for a few scheduling conflicts, but we are going to do that pretty soon. Until then, we will be back tomorrow night for brand new episode 1. These shows are brought to you by Flow State Coffee, though. It's a specialty grade coffee with L-theanine and raw cacao for productivity and creativity. Gives you better energy, focus, and mood than a regular cup of coffee while decreasing the negative side effects of anxiety and blood pressure. This is a really good coffee that tastes like almost like a hint of mocha without putting anything in it. It's really good, and I can feel the difference when I have it. If you go there and you use promo code CHEERS at newwave.co, that's where you find this coffee, NOOWAVE.co. You can use promo code CHEERS to get 10% off your first bag in any subscription you get, just if a bag by itself if you want. Or if you're getting multiple bags, you'll get 10% off multiple bags if you buy it all at once. Get the bulk deal, dude. Outside of that, man, we will be back tomorrow night here in the dive bar of the IWC. Ms. Fabtina says Miz is going to be off dancing, so it won't be around for LA Knight. He will be on Dancing with the Stars.
But,
ironic, though.
Yes, but I think he's going to still make appearances.
He'll probably make appearances.
I don't think he's done.
No. But if it's Dancing with the Stars, I'm wondering who he's dancing with, because I haven't heard of a star yet. Dick. Guys, we'll be back tomorrow night for a brand new episode 1. Guys, I'm at Ref Marsh. This is at Kevlar on the Rocks. We are at WOTR The Show, and we are so happy you came and joined us for a drink here in the dive bar of the IWC. That's the last call, guys.
Cheers. Goddamn producer.
Hey, producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support us or buy us a drink by following and putting the I in subscribe on Twitch. Or subscribe and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us. Cheers!
I would never have a drink with wrestling on the rocks.